Hey. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. How's it going? Just welcome to the after party. Let's start it off with the song and a little black backsplash. I'm going to bring up the it's fitting for this weekend, super fitting for this weekend what Agile's doing, so I always try to bring that up. But let's get the song going. Ready? You guys hear me? All right. Hello. All right, everyone. Let me get this little graphic out of the way there. Yeah, those of you guys that have, does everybody hear me? Cool. Mark the Shark so you can hear me. Yep. Made it into the coloring book. Yes, Angelo, Tenkar, he says, I gotta post your. Let me get over here, buddy. Fugly, yes. Says Angela, tell Tenker that you made it into the coloring book. We'll have something. Yeah. So thanks so much, dude. Is it going to be available at North Texas? Let me know. Yeah. You'll be at North Texas too, right? So be good to meet you over there. But yeah. Yeah, thanks so much for that. Yeah, it looks like and Tankar is going to jump on here after Gamer's Health is wrapped up. He probably has to use the restroom and all that neat stuff, but we will speaking of the devil, here he is.
Running with the devil.
Long time no see.
I know.
So I just got word from, and I put it up here before you got here. Just got word from our friend Fugile. Well, how do you say his name?
Fugly
one. He says, Angelo, tell Tenker that you made it into the coloring book.
Fugly, I found him in a book and I showed him a picture, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to break that news.
I was like, this is awesome. I think there are like 2 or 3 that I'm like, I should know who this is, and I quite don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple in there I didn't recognize.
But Fugly is good because I know what's going to happen. Fugly's going to tell me who they are, and I'm going to go, oh, it's so obvious now. But Fugly likes little Easter eggs, so sometimes you can't figure it out. Mr. Rourke, hello. But it's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in there that I recognize, and you told me about it the other night. So you said it's going to be at North Texas, right? So I'm definitely going to get me a copy of that bad boy.
What I think people should do is walk around the con and have everybody sign their page.
That's a great idea, dude. Yes, I will do that. Yeah,
that's a super good idea. That's what you should do, man. I think that's what it is.
So how have you been, man? So you talked a little bit about, and you told me earlier today that you hung out with some of your old gaming buddies, and
it was good. I mean, we're always trying to. The adulting part of this is, listen, we're all in our 50s, except for me. Everybody else is gainfully employed. I am retired, but I have issues every year around this time because I got conventions to go to. Yeah, and everybody else is. Surprising enough, the holiday weekend was a weekend we could all agree on.
Yeah. Fugly asked, "Who do you know in the books?" Yeah, I saw you.
If I don't know who they are, I can't tell you because I don't. Yeah. Fugly, stop fucking with me, man.
Hey, do you mind if I bring up that picture that you sent earlier?
Well,
The the one
Ask Fugly if you can.
the one with the drinks. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, with the bar scene.
Yeah. No,
Ask
the one
Fugly.
with the photo that you of your gaming.
Oh, that
Like,
photo. Yeah, you can bring up the photo. Yeah,
yeah, I didn't know if that was something that
So
you would
I'll
want to.
explain the photo, by the way, to folks who want to know.
Yeah, bring it up. So I'll make this bigger. I don't know if you can
Okay,
see it.
so you can guess who I am, but this is what. Okay, this is my old gaming group. With exception of one, John. I think John came in after this. John was Tony's brother. So, um, in the back, this is the room I am currently in, the one that we actually do Gamers Health from. But obviously, that wallpaper is long gone. Everything has changed. It.
Yeah.
But this room I'm in right now was the gaming room back then.
Wow.
And yes, I had a guitar. I didn't really play it well, but I had a guitar. Um, that is me on the far right in the back. Far left is my friend Dave, long hair. In front of him is his brother Brian, long hair. By the way, neither one has long hair now. Surprise, surprise. Uh, Tony. Tony's the one that's in front of me. He had long hair at one point. He'd already cut it. He was the first one. And then Paul, middle of the back, Paul's the one we lost on 9/11. Paul, Mr. GQ, he always dressed well, sharp. And so he's the reason why we do our gatherings every year, because we lost Paul on 9/11. We realized
Yeah.
we didn't want to lose each other at the same time, which is the fear. Right? These connections that you make are real and legit,
Yeah.
and you know, so that picture was taken either by my mother or my sister. I'm not sure who took it, and it's just amazing, amazing stuff. And so and he
Well,
and
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that you still like are in contact with everybody, and
yeah,
you guys, I'm just going to give a shout out to, and I'll go through the list here. I know I'm in the comments to say hi to everybody, but I have somebody I've been gaming with since '81 on the show right now, Mr. Rourke, and he actually says hello, Tankar.
hey,
Mr. Rourke, who watches your channel, I know because we talk about it all the time. So, but I've been gaming with him since '81. That's awesome. That's cool. It's the friendships that we like make in this community that last for so long, man. It's
yeah, no, definitely, definitely, and that's it. Rach touched upon it. You share experiences, you share stress, life and death situations. And maybe they're not
yeah,
real, but your brain doesn't always realize they're not quote real, and you make some you do make real connections.
yeah.
So
It's funny that you guys talked about it earlier. You attributed it to because I know you were a cop, and
mhm,
that stressful line of work.
yes,
It's a different bond that just like the military. It's a different bond that you have with your coworkers or your whatever the right word
right.
is. I'm not the best with words, but it's a similar thing, and I'm in the fire department here. So that it's very interesting, the analogy, but how you guys said that with D&D, because you're making you're
You're
going
making
through.
decisions, and
It's so funny, man.
you're risking your character, and your brain doesn't always see the difference between it. Honestly, and when I was a sergeant, when I went through basic management officers course, BMOC, the
Yeah,
one thing that they stressed with us was there are two types of bosses, and if you start out as the friend, you can never be strict, but if you start out strict, you can always tone it down. And I realized that neither one applied to me.
yeah,
So when I uh, would deal with here I am a rookie cop, and I post everybody, and I have to go out, and I got to stop. I got to come to every patrol car, and I got to scratch books. I got to inspect. And I made a point of telling my cops, I said, listen, when it's the three of us or the four of us, you two and me and my driver,
Yeah.
when we're together, I'm Eric. Okay.
Yeah.
When we're in front of other bosses, we're in front of civilians, it's Sarge. And I actually had a guy with time on good time. He had 18 years on. I only had like 6. And he's like, but Sarge, why is that? What do you want us to call you Eric? I said, Brian, because let me explain something to you. You hear me call over the radio that I'm calling for an 85 or a 13. I'm getting my ass kicked. I need help. You're certainly going to come for your Sarge, but you're going to come a little bit faster for Eric. And he thought about it. He goes, wow. I go, yeah. I go, when we're on patrol, I'm doing the same job as you are. I am. Listen, our parents got killed. I'm the 20-year-old older brother, and you're 17, and I got
Yeah.
custody of you. All right.
Yeah.
So, but we're doing the same job, and the whole thing is to keep the people up the family chain from getting involved in our business. So long as we understand where that works. So I'd rather people work with me than for me. That was always the way I looked at it. But that doesn't. Not everybody is able to be a boss like that or a supervisor like that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm big on community, right? I'm big on helping other channels. Like I was mentioning, I've got a guy I'm talking with on Discord who wants to start his own YouTube channel. Has all these questions, and ask the questions. I'm happy to. I want to help. Okay, there's none of this. I'm going to get myself further ahead by stepping on somebody else.
Yeah.
No, we're all going to surge forward together. Hopefully, that's what I like. That's what I want.
Yeah, and I think actions like that don't. I believe in, like, I know we use the word karma, but I really firmly believe what goes around comes around. What you put in the bucket, if you put it in the negative side or the positive side, you know what I mean? And the negatives, it's going to come back to you too, in one form or another. So feed the positive side. It's the OSR community. I mean, we're a small but big community, and it's only makes us all better. You know what I mean? I think.
Right. And talking about the OSR being a small community, I had somebody comment on yesterday's video that a 10 car, basically the 10 car craps on 5e because he doesn't know 5e, and he's doing it for the clicks. And my response was, "Oh, I certainly talk about 5e in comparison to the OSR and BX.
Yeah.
I'm not crapping on it because it can play better. It's not for me. But if I was doing it for the clicks, I wouldn't be doing OSR/BX material.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If my idea was I want to be a big dungeon tuber, I'd be talking about 5e until my ass bled from the diarrhea that was coming out of it. Because I would be full of shit. Literally.
Yeah.
And I can't do that.
Well, I mean, I think like for us, right? And I'm going to include a couple other channels. I won't name them, but I think for us, like, I think I like to hear from the 5e player that asks me how to bring OSR things into their game. Like, I'm not ever saying stop playing 5e. I don't play it. I played it once or twice. It's not my cup of tea. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think what is really great is when you get someone, they ask, well, whoa, wait a minute. You mean you can track torches? Oh, interesting. You know what I mean? Like, how can I bring that into my 5e game? That's what I get off on. I get off on teaching those concepts that we had, for OSR games, that we just grew up on. That's like literally, I don't know what the right word is, but it's just second nature to us. Like, wait a minute. Okay. You take a 10-foot pole. Well, they don't know. There's a group out there that have never heard of it.
Right,
Like
and there
just
are
rely
those
on a
that
perception check because that's just how the game is done. You know what
right,
I mean?
and
So
and I've seen the argument in my comments with the, well, if you're not rolling dice, it isn't a game. Um, but you are still rolling dice. You just don't roll dice for every aspect. Smart play can, if you're only rolling dice, it's a game of chance.
yeah,
When you're doing more than rolling dice, it's a game of skill. And if all you want is a game of chance, that's fine.
yeah.
But I want more from my RPG experience, honestly.
I love the thinking aspect of running a game. I love seeing the wheels turn. My players trying to figure out a puzzle. You know what I mean, and not just relying on a dice roll. Like, how can they figure that out? I love that. I don't know
Yeah.
how you feel about that, but I just love that seeing the wheels turn at the
Oh yeah,
table and everybody kind of trying to talk to each other and trying to figure it out amongst themselves. And I'll just sit back like this.
yeah. That's awesome,
Wow,
and
I
that's
love
why
this.
I love the comments where hey, I run 5e and I'm using the procedures that you're talking about in my 5e game, and it's made it better. 5e is not a bid system, okay?
Yeah. Oh,
It's
there's many things that are good about it.
yeah, but there are more rules than I would like, but they don't have the rules that they need. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean
Hmm.
I'm right, but I'm right
That's
for
an
me.
interesting way to look at it. Yeah.
Because they did away with procedures.
Yeah.
If there's no procedures, then there is no time pressure. If there's no time pressure, then you're going to accomplish everything because you just keep on doing it and doing it and doing it
Yeah.
and doing it until you succeed. So
That was our first collab. That that's a good segue to talking about our next collab coming up. But that collab we did that spanned, I don't even know how many weeks now it did. It lasted quite some time, but it was all about pressure in the dungeon
yeah,
crawl. And I personally like that because it brought it to my attention that wow, we use these different procedures and pressures in our game that you don't really talk about because it's second nature, but talking about it makes it more kind of wow. And the feedback I've got from that I received back from those videos has just been mind blowing. You know what I mean? And especially from some of the new school people, like when I get a comment that says, "Wow, I really like this. I'm going to try this at my 5e table." Mission accomplished, dude. Like
yeah,
that's super 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 cool. Let me go to the comments and just welcome everybody.
yeah.
I know
No, do it.
I try to normally do that and I totally kind of spaced it. I squirreled it, guys. Sorry. Mr. Rourke is here. Valimar Cleaver is here. Dan, Final Arbiter, welcome. RPG Musings. And I saw you on the Discord channel too, RPG Musings. So thanks for joining there too. Plush Cthulhu, good to see you again. Mark the Shark is here. Agile, the one and only, is here. Sebastian, OJ Flynn, Mark the Shark again. Fugly, yes. Joe Suf Leo HR, Leor. Good to see you again, buddy. Let me see so I don't keep repeating. Freezer's in the house. Stephen Kennedy. Dance Fantasy Games, DM Greg, welcome, buddy. Let me see, Sebastian. Blair Blur is here. Privateer 24. And I see Blair Blur. Everybody's congratulating her because she announced that her son is graduating this next week, which congratulations on that. It's really super cool. No one of consequence. Dreg, man. Everybody's here. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but welcome everybody. Welcome to the After Hours show after Gamers Health. We're here, man. So, anyways, yeah, and you know what? You'll be able to see both of us at next week in North Texas.
Yeah,
So, and then you're going to be at CNY too,
I'll
right?
be at CNY, so I come
Yeah.
back Monday and head out to CNY probably Friday morning. I don't think I can pull off Thursday. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Are you staying for all of North Texas?
Yeah,
You
I
are?
get there. I get there Wednesday. I leave Monday morning or Monday
Got it.
afternoon. Yeah, I can't. I can't leave North Texas on a Sunday. I've done it my first year, and it's just too much compressed. So if I'm doing a con, if I'm not driving, like WizardCon, I'll probably leave Sunday because I got a big drive, and I might
Yeah.
even stop it in the Poconos, and then take the rest of the trip the next day. We'll see.
Yeah. How far of a drive is that for you to WizardCon?
Last year it was a little bit over 12 hours. It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be like 10 and a half, but Interstate 80 was closed in Pennsylvania due to sinkholes, and I had to reroute, and that was uh, really, really bad. But I'm figuring it's about 30 minutes closer this year, the new venue,
Nice.
and not that traffic, so maybe I can get it done in 10 hours, give or take. We'll see. You know, you got to stop for gas, you got to stop for potty breaks, and we'll be bringing the doggy. So, doggy breaks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I'm actually driving and driving all the way from Montana. This is a 2-day drive for me. So I'm leaving Sunday. No, I'm leaving Monday morning, and I'll get
okay.
there, hang out with my uncle and my cousins on Tuesday. So I'll be there Wednesday checking in and then leaving
Okay.
early Sunday. So yeah, I'm getting back home by Monday night. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to to seeing everybody. And there was a question here from Mark the Shark, and he asked about his badge, if he can put Mark the Shark on his badge. Well, I think that you can do that when you check out your badge, because
Um,
I put on there DM Angelo, which I think, my name's not
right.
obviously my full name. You can do that, but if not, get a sticker and put it over your name.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Over the recent years, conventions, and I'm not talking about just North Texas, but conventions in general have been very stringent about using your legal name. And the reason being is for honestly legal liabilities. God forbid something happens to you at a convention and they don't know who you are.
Yeah, that's
You know,
interesting.
I've had that discussion with two convention organizers at two different cons because I used to always go as Eric Tenkar, but now they want my real last name, which is fine. I don't. I do a video channel. People are going to recognize me or not. So I don't need Tenkar on my badge. Um, but I believe that North Texas allows your real name and then like a nickname. But other cons like TotalCon, it's your legal name, and many cons require you to show ID. So how are you going to show ID to pick up Mark the Shark or Eric Tenkar if you don't have legal ID in that name?
Yeah. Yeah. Good reason. Yeah. DM Greg says, yeah, good reason. Thanks for mentioning it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. You see, because you do see on badges kind of different names and stuff. But yeah, I never
but
really
it
kind of
has
paid super a lot
Mark.
of attention.
You would think that they do, but some people don't.
Yeah.
And even if they do, and say you and I've been at cons where people have passed out, had a health incident.
Yeah.
Well, you know right away what their name is if it's on their badge without going into their pockets.
Yeah.
Okay, but this again, it cons are going for legal names because it protects them legally. Even if they have a wallet in their pocket, um, we are a very litigious society. Okay, I have been sued twice as a YouTuber. Okay, I was sued once as a police officer. Okay, nothing, nothing went anywhere, but people do it anyway because everybody's hoping to get that jackpot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you're a convention, you're going to take that extra step that it doesn't cost the convention anything. Will it annoy some people? Potentially, they're not going to stop going to the econ before, but they may bitch and complain. But I understand why they do it. Now, do I prefer having 10 car on my badge? Yes, I
Yeah.
certainly do.
Yeah, because that's what you're known as too. So
But
we're
that's
gonna
okay.
recognize your voice
Yeah,
and name, and yeah,
yeah.
what you go
Fruit
by
says
in
he
the
wrote "Fool
industry.
Me" on his with a Sharpie last year. That's just do what you got to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So yeah, so you did mention, and you've talked to me about it. So you got a couple cons coming up. So you're going to be front loading a bunch of your videos.
Yes.
We have tomorrow. I'll be 7 times as deputy, but I think documented everything and every
Oh
incident.
yeah.
Roy Lovejoy, welcome, dude.
Yeah. No, Roy. I got sued for something where I got to the scene as narcotics was leaving to deal with the crowd. So it was John Doe, John Doe, Jane Doe, Jane Doe, John Doe, Jane Doe, and police officer, me, my partner, and our sergeant at the time.
Yeah,
And I, I had to get deposed, and it was whatever. It was a crock of shit. But as are most, I'm not saying that every suit's a crock of shit, but and the 2 times I was sued on YouTube was because people wanted to quiet me.
yeah,
So it is what it is. But again, if you're a convention organizer, you want to take every reasonable precaution to
yeah.
prevent yourself from being in an awkward situation.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about the fact that you're legally bound and to certain things. As a police officer, you were, I don't think anymore, right? But I mean, morally probably, but
Right.
as a EMS, we have certain things that we have to be, you
Well,
know,
as an NYPD cop, you are technically on. Even when you're the only times that you are considered to be fully off duty is if
yeah,
you're on sick report or on vacation.
active leave or something.
Right. But if it's your day off, you're supposed to be you are supposed to be armed at all times except when it is unwise to be armed. And that would mean going to a bar
Yeah,
or going to the beach where you can't secure your weapon. And yes, we've had stories of NYPD cops who buried their firearms at the beach and then couldn't find it.
yeah.
Agile,
Oh,
no. I was in the South Bronx in my old tracer unit. Don't. It didn't stand for anything except for a tracer round. We were supposed to find the narcotics and the conditions and then light it up for others. We just took care of the shit ourselves. But yeah, that was probably, I don't know, 99, 98, 99. It
yeah,
was an interesting time. And no, it wasn't the perp that went off the roof. That was a whole different incident. Another story for another time.
yeah, yeah. Going to the comments here. Stephen Kennedy. Let me see. We had a couple people jump in here. RPG Grandpa. Welcome, dude. Good to see you. Jeff Whitty Arts, all the way from, I think you're in Korea, right? Yep. Good to see you. Yeah, is being on duty, off duty. I was coming in January. I was coming back from, I don't know if I told you this. I was coming back from a con and I got on an airplane coming back, from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman in front of me stood up, boom, hit the floor, instantly hit the floor. And just my reaction, whether, so, I'm EMS and we're,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, it's just normally what I would do. Even if I
Right.
wasn't, I would jump up to see what's happening. So next thing I know, I'm like literally hovered over this guy and he was out. He was out and we were mid-flight. He was 100% out and he had blood coming out of him because he hit his head on the bar.
Right.
So first thing that I thought was, oh my God, I hope this guy's got a pulse because I don't want to do CPR
Oh God, no.
on a plane. So, I get a faint pulse and then like, okay, cool. And so I, put my ear down to see if I can see his chest coming up and out. He's breathing. Dude, the sigh of relief that seeing that he had vitals right there. Oh my God. Because I almost crapped my pants. And I was the only EMS on there. And then there was a nurse that came a little later that, and we did some blood sugar stuff. He woke up and I kind of was, he kind of came up, but he was down for a good 2 minutes. I mean, it seemed like that anyways. And so he comes up and, kind of, put him on his side. And I find out that after when I talked to him, because he came up and bandaged him up a little bit and did some blood, see what his blood sugar was and all that. And he sat up and he's like, I'm like, dude, what happened, man? And he's like, I don't know. And he says, guess what? I'm a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for 15 years. But it was really funny because like the stewardess didn't know what to do, and they all brought me their bags and all that. And I was the only EMT on or EMS on, and so anyways, what was really nice was they came over to me and said, fill out a report. I filled out a report, and they said we would like to do something for you. I'm like, it's fine, whatever. And they insisted, so they gave me they basically paid for the flight, and
beautiful.
And I was like, wow, well, that's kind of cool. So thank you so much. But yeah, I don't know why I told you that story, but I think it scared the living crap out of me because I'm like, oh my God, I'm by myself and I'm gonna have to do CPR on this dude. I'm gonna have to coach somebody giving him breaths or pumping on him while I give him breaths. But anyway, it all worked out well. So I was so happy.
But the thing is, if you had to, you would have just jumped right into it because that's what you're trained for, and that's listen, I got into off-duty incidents where I saw other cops in need of assistance, and it was always like, oh shit,
yeah,
initially, and then you're like, but yeah, I'm in the fight, but every time I got in the fight, I was also like, all right, backup's here, he's in cuffs, we're good. It's like, where do you work? I was never here because I don't feel like making a report for my off-duty conduct.
I don't. I don't know if I instantly thought that, but I know after in retro, I was like, oh my God, thank goodness. Well, it happened, but whatever.
But you're where you're meant to be.
Very interesting, but
you were there for
a reason. So I wanted to talk a little bit about our next collab that drops on this Monday. By the way, guys, I just wrapped up the Dungeon Masterclass series. So if you guys get a chance, and I'll bring it up here. I just did a 10-part series. This is kind of the layout of it. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from this. It was a lot of fun doing it. I just today recorded a video on managing the table and protecting the table, which I've done videos on before, but this was geared towards somebody just coming into becoming a dungeon master.
Right.
That'll come out tomorrow, guys. And then on Tuesday, I talk about your very first session as a DM. So I had a really lot of fun doing this series. It was pretty cool. But yeah, Monday our collab, which I got to still record it. I'm sure you do too.
Oh no. Well, actually, I do have to record it. I have my script and I have my thumbnail. So should I share the thumbnail?
Yeah, do that. That'd be awesome.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I'm way behind you because I have my outline kind of set up, but I don't have any, I do all that stuff after it's all recorded. But let me see here.
I gotta figure out how to do this from my side of the
can you share on your end? Yeah, if you want.
I probably gotta open up. See, it's different when you're the host.
Yeah, it's totally different. I was gonna say, so I think what what was the title that what was the subject that we both agreed on? I think it was prep, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So we're our series is going to be kind of the ease of things versus the complexity.
there we go.
And I don't know if we've actually titled the series, but maybe
I
we.
don't think we have, but here this is the thumbnail I'm going with.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, there you go. That's exactly what I'm calling it. 15-minute prep DM burnout. So, oh, that's a great. Yeah, and your thumbnails have gotten. You're doing really well with the thumbnails. You know, one thing I've told you, and I'm just going to say it for the audience here and everybody in the chat. If you see a thumbnail, you know it's Tenkar's thumbnail, 100%. You've got a really good brand for your channel. I can tell just by looking at it without even seeing the corner logo.
Right.
This is Tenkar's Tavern. I like that gritty OSR kind of parchmenty. Yeah.
You know, again, I make no secret of it. I do 5 long form videos a week. I don't have I am independent YouTuber. I don't
Yeah.
have the funds, nor do I have the ability to get 5 thumbnails done a week.
Yeah.
It ain't happening. I probably couldn't afford 1 thumbnail a week. So, I have trained Gemini through multiple repeated uses to get that aesthetic down, but I have found that I get better thumbnail quality if I get Claude to do the prompts, feed it into Gemini, and then throw it back to Claude to evaluate it, because Claude will find little issues, and it's right 9 times out of 10 that, oh yeah, I can make this a little bit better. So this one, I like how that one came out. I think that
I like the hook on it. DM burnout. Boom. Yeah, it's awesome.
So that's I was hoping to do recordings tonight. I got a feeling I'm going to crash shortly after I do this live stream.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long day. But tomorrow, then I probably got to do about 3 or 4, in addition to doing the AMA at 8 o'clock. The AMA is going to be 1 hour.
Yeah.
But I owe my community. I'm not doing an open table until for another 3 or 4 weeks. So I figured do an AMA. And there's another note. Normally there wouldn't be what do you call it, a Sunday night special on the 5th Sunday, but because we're going to be at North Texas for what would have been our first weekend, we're going to do weekend 5 with Joe and Joe, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happening in the next couple weeks, man. Yeah, and the schedule that you have too is just as far as releasing videos. I haven't really, aside from doing my collab with you every Monday, I'm kind of loosey goosey on when things come out. But you got when you have a con, it interrupts the pattern.
I realize, and that's the whole thing too. It's like, I got collabs on Friday with you, and we have our schedule. I have collabs with Joe and Joe on Fridays. On Mondays and Fridays, the ends of the work week are covered.
Yeah.
Then I have Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. They've all got a theme now, and by having a theme, I can get a schedule. I can plot it out. I can see where it's going to go, and that's good for getting ahead. So, and then when people, if there's something important that comes up, I have Wednesdays and Saturdays theoretically where I can throw up another video, because I don't normally have long forms in those days because of the live streams. But I think that for me, again, the guy who crunches numbers as a joy. Removing the shorts, stopping the shorts has brought wings to my channel, so to speak. It's done a lot of help, and I just want to keep the momentum going, and part of that momentum going was also cutting back from 7 long form videos a week to 5 because you can't keep that pace of 7. Five is already pushing the envelope. So
Yeah. 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 Five's a lot. Five's a lot. Even with the fact that you're retired. That's right. Jeez.
well, I mean, again, I'm blessed that Rach is involved in my live streams. She is very patient with me and the recording, and she'll be the one who's like, "Don't you have to do work in your videos?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do." So like I said, I already have Monday and Tuesday full packages done, scripts and thumbnails. If I'm still feeling, I'm gonna feel ass draggy the rest of this night. So maybe I'll work on another script. So
Yeah.
then tomorrow I have all the scripts done. Dive into it.
Yeah.
Uh, shorts were not working. They were. What I found for my channel is shorts were empty calories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, really empty calories because they were giving me views but no watch time and no subscribers, and we're actually slowing down my long form videos from getting seen. And the OSR, doing a little analyzing, is not really geared towards shorts in general. I'm sure there are people who like to watch shorts, but the OSR wants meteor content in general.
Yeah.
5e, I think, is very shorts oriented. They'll take the little bits and pieces, but the OSR wants more of a discussion, more a little bit in depth. Explain to me, kind of like Lucy, explain to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they want to understand, and you can't
Yeah.
necessarily get things out there that people can bite into in those shorts. So
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't realize it's not about the views. It really isn't about the views. It's about the interaction. And shorts sometimes don't.
yeah,
Like you're saying, it's empty calories.
yeah,
Wow, I was gonna say there was 60 people on right now.
wow,
Presently right now, and it dropped just for the second year. By the way, dog, see you later, man. That's RM Silva. He plays our ranger in the group. Good to see you, man. I know you're had a long day. Thanks for jumping on. Yeah, we got 26 viewing from my channel and 25 from Tenkar's Tavern. We had
nice.
60 at one point. There was yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you guys for all being here, man. That's thanks for rolling in after hopefully well, you had a boatload of people on Gamers Health tonight talking
Yeah,
about
no, it was, Gamers Health has gotten really good viewership the last month or so. It's a blessing. I'm very happy with it. But by the way, Jeff, AI breaks my heart, but I get it for YouTube thumbs. So I've actually, I'll take submissions that people want to donate art, and I've used donated art, and I actually got some comments, and the art was good, and people said the art's good, but I prefer your regular thumbnails.
yeah.
Again, they are curated to the point where they have an aesthetic that is recognizable, and it works well. Part of the YouTube, I don't know, I don't want to call it experience, and it's more than a game. It's not a because games are it's just a game. But
Yeah.
part of the YouTube process is you got to stop the scroll. If you can have a great video, if nobody watches it, I'll quote my creative writing teacher from college. If you are writing for yourself and your audience, and you're not worried about the audience and the reader, but you're just writing for yourself and your own gratification, he said, just go to your bed and masturbate. And he said this in front of male and female students back in the 80s. He goes,
Wow.
just go to your room and masturbate. because that is essentially what you're doing. If you are not writing for an audience, if you are not becoming part of the larger conversation, then you are doing a mental masturbation. You may as well do it physically. You'll get more fun out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, the enjoyment I get out of my videos is reading those comments. Okay, when I read, even if people disagree with me, even if they think, Tenka's full of shit. Well, great. That's fine. You know what? You thought enough about it to actually respond, and that I got a reaction from you. That's the fuel that I live on. So, and you saw the analysis I did for the engagement rate on OSR channels. In general, OSR is very engaged.
Yeah.
Our communities participate and not just hitting the like button, which is
Yeah.
great.
Our community is very passionate about the game. That's one thing.
Yes.
And that transforms into just the back and forth, the banter. It really does. There's a question in here, and I'd love to answer this.
Mhm.
And yeah, as far as on the thumbnail side, I'm not an artist, and I suck at cutting and pasting and all that. You guys have seen, but yeah, I would love to have somebody do something for me that I could use over and over again. So reach out to me. Spooky Kid asked this questions. Have you ever had a player so mad because their PC dies, they quit and walk out? Also, our DM keeps our PC sheets when we leave. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. Do either of you do that? Okay. Well, I'll answer first because this is right up this is very fresh for me. So I recently had a player. I run a campaign, a Greyhawk campaign every Wednesday, aside from, the con games that I do, but I run a campaign that's been going on 15 years. Okay. Recently I had a player that, and I go with the motto is I don't kill players. I don't ever get vengeful. It happens. It happens in the fact that players kill themselves by choices and consequences of the things that I lay out. Right. So I had one player in particular that got, took a really bad turn of luck, some level drain, some other things that happened, things that God stripped him of, it all made sense. It was, and, the group kind of agrees with it. And the term rage quit is kind of what happened. And unfortunately, now I'm blocked from him on Discord, all that stuff. And I hate to say this publicly, but I'm going to. It happens, guys. It happens. It happens. And this is not the only time over the years of 40 something years of DMing. It just happens. It happens. And the reason why it happens is because, we have the books here that are our guidelines, but you have the human factor. The human factor is that's the flawed piece, really. That's the wild card of the game is,
Right.
and I don't know about flawed. That's maybe a harsh word, but so I feel bad that it couldn't have been a conversation, you know what I mean? But that's how he had to deal with it. And that's, so yes, it has happened to me. In several situations, but most situations, I'm able to sit and talk with that person or they talk with me. And generally, I'm the type of person that I'm friends with everybody, and I feel like that, and I dive in very deeply, and so it hurts me a little bit, to be honest with you. It hurts me, and I'm kind of bummed about it, because it could have been a conversation. It could have been, talk to me,
Yeah,
let's
but
talk,
I,
but yeah, it happens, and it's an unfortunate thing that does happen, guys. So. Yeah, so that's my take on it. Yeah, I'd love to hear yours, Tenkar.
by the way, in the private chat, I added an email address for Jeff Woodyart. If you can drop it in the chat, because I can't from my end here. But, because
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This is Tenkar's ad. Yeah, Jeff, reach out to him.
yeah,
And to me also, I'll put mine in here. DM and
yeah.
friend.
I'm always and I might not use it right away,
Yeah.
but I'll try to find a video that will work with it because I'm happy, and I want to get people seen. By the way, I want Jeff, if you're donating art to the tavern, I want your art to be seen by people so they know, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff
That's
did
what it's
this.
all about. Yep.
I should be looking for him. Now, my opinion, by the way, for people that rage quit, I thank them. You want to know why I thank them? Because I probably didn't want them at my table in the first place.
Yeah.
Because they are not stable. They may have hit it pretty well, but if they rage quit, guess what? They're also the person that when things don't go their way, they're going to be an asshole or worse. They're going to be the
Yeah.
bully. They're going to, or they're going to be the one bitching in the background. And yeah, I don't think that's no. I don't need you in the game. So if you're going to rage quit, please do, because
Yeah.
you just self-selected yourself out. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do, and this has happened, right? Where you pull the rest of your group together and go, I don't know if this guy's fitting with us. What do you think? Yeah, no. All right,
Yeah.
so how are we going to handle this? And honestly, there's only two ways you handle it. You either tell them you're out, or you tell them, the group's going on hiatus. I don't have and then you change the day and time, and you don't tell them, which is kind of like
Yeah. Yeah. You want to be straight up about
you
it,
want to be
though.
straight up.
Yeah.
But again, my way when I was getting very involved. This is going back. Oh my god, I was still working, so I don't know. Well, 10, 11, 12 years ago when we had a very active group on Saturday nights, and you'd have people that would drop in, drop out. We had a core group. The rule I made for the group was this: anyone can invite somebody for a session. When you
Yeah.
invite somebody for a session, let them know they have a 2-week trial. If at the end of that second session, any of the other players or the DM gives a thumbs down, no harm, no foul, you're not coming back. Because it does two things when you do that. First off, the person that's inviting thinks to themselves, "Oh shit, is this guy really a good fit?" So the vetting's already going on. Because you don't want to be the person who invites somebody who then gets uninvited. But the person coming in is also told, "Hey, listen,
Yeah.
this is a trial period for you. This isn't your new gaming group just yet.
Yeah.
You got to earn that position." So you put them on their best behavior.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and I know that. I mean, personally, I've done a bunch of videos on the DM's role, which I believe is protecting the table, and I think you have too. So go into our channels and search for some videos on it, because the ones that I'm thinking in particular really actually helped me doing them. So, but as our job is, I'm a firm believer in it is a collaborative game. It is our table. But the DM's role is really to protect that, even though some players get protective of that too. But it is our job, because if you don't protect the table, and I've said this in a lot of videos, then you don't have a game. You don't have a game. And that's a big part of, I mean, that's key for us. So, like, you want to keep coming back every week. You want to be with your friends and your buddies and find out where this story is going, and that kind of stuff. And so it is your job to protect it. And sometimes some players just don't mesh with the play style of everybody there. And in this particular case that I'm talking about, which it is pretty fresh, there was some signs that I look in retro. Okay, something's going on.
right,
So, a one episode thing where, somebody blows up. Okay, talk about it, but a pattern, now that I look in retro, and I can see it anyways. Yeah. So yeah, that's good advice, Tinkar. It's really
I mean,
kind of, up front is I think is the best way to deal
yeah.
with stuff.
Well,
Not right there in the heat of battle, obviously, but take it to the side, come over here, talk about it,
yeah,
offline, not in front of everybody.
right.
Yeah.
Agile through you or super chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I got passionate about that subject.
And it's okay.
Agile, thank you. Agile amongst philosophy and communication to players. I'm not out to get. I'm your side. Yeah, but the world is definitely out to get you. That is 100%. I firmly believe in that, Agile. I firmly believe that as a referee, I'm just there to. I'm a neutral person. I'm not an adversary, and the world is definitely there to get you. But I like being part of the team and finding out. That's why I roll things like reaction. I roll random monsters. I keep track of turns. You know what I mean? Those are the type of things that I like to find out what's going to happen, just like they do. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
You
Advanced fantasy games.
yes.
Yeah, DM Greg. Thank you so much, dude. You just gifted a membership to. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher the name here, but thank you so much, dude. You guys 100% appreciate your support for the DM and Friends, and I also do appreciate the support that you guys give Tankar 100%, because for him to keep going keeps us going, and also it's just building a stronger community, man. It's just like
That's the whole point. I mean,
it,
I don't know. I think of it in a way. It's not just a rising tide lifts all ships, but you ever watch the 18-wheelers on the highway?
yeah,
You have the one in front, and then everybody else following behind them. There's a reason why, okay? Because they're actually causing almost like a wind tunnel. So the trucks behind
yeah.
them are getting a little bit of. They're picking up a little the tail.
It's the draft.
The
Yeah,
draft, right? It's you get somebody who can pull everybody else along with them. Again, this isn't a zero sum hobby or it's a hobby, but it's something that we're passionate about. You don't get ahead by stepping on others. You get ahead by bringing others with you. And at some point, someone else may take the lead. That's the way it should be, and that's why I enjoy the people I collab with, because
yeah,
everybody has nobody is like, oh man, I gotta, how do I do better than Joe or Joe, or what I'm saying? No, it, we realized that our recent collab shat the bed for 2 out of 3.
yeah,
Why did it shit the bed? Well, the prior collab did okay. We all did a 130, but we did a little research, and 1:30 is a bad on a Friday is a bad time to release a video.
yeah,
So we did a little research. 9 o'clock Friday for the weekend, get the algorithm. But the idea was somebody's idea was let's all release at the same time and people can binge watch. People don't binge watch.
yeah,
Not you get 3 notifications and you got to choose one. I happen to be the one that got most of the initial chosen, and I caught the algorithm. The algorithm showed that. You know what? A little bit more research showed us. Yeah, all right. Eric will release first, and then another Joe will release at 12, and another Joe will release at 3, and we kind of build that convoy. Okay, and we bring everybody along with us. It's not, uh, there's no I in team, and
yeah.
it really is. It's teamwork, and that teamwork makes the dream work, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I want to be, and a couple noted, I want to bring these up too. This is from your channel member for 1 month, level 1, Minions, Tavern Minions message. Hey, thanks for the live video. That's from LJ Contanzo 7516, giving you a shout out on your
Thank
channel
you.
over there. Thank you, Joe Kaufman, for becoming a member of the DM and Friends. Thank you so much, dude. That's super cool. I welcome, dude. Welcome so much. So,
Honestly, folks, I'm going to tell you flat out. If you enjoy a channel, if you get good quality, you think you're getting good support from it, the best things you can do. Yes, subscribe, like, comment. All these things drive the algorithm. But I know some people like to super chats. That's fine. That's Andy. But if you're subscribing to somebody like Angelo, you're telling Angelo, I think you produce enough good work that I'm willing to get I'm willing to put down the price of a bodega coffee in New York City to support him,
Yeah.
and that's not much, but it means a lot to people like Angelo and myself because we can look at it and go, wow, I have how many people that actually think enough about the work that I do
I believe
that
in it.
that they
Yeah.
believe in it, that they're willing to put down $2, $5, $10 a month to do it, and say,
Yeah.
yeah, you do good work, and that
Yeah.
that that is worth your $2 means more to either one of us than $2. It means holy shit, I'm doing good work, and so thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Chris.
it's kind of indescribable, really. I mean, you did a good job of putting the
Yeah,
describing what I feel. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it is it's a holy crap. Wow, this dude like actually digs what you know what I mean? Like digs it enough to become a member of this journey, which is super cool. So thank you so much, you guys.
thank
Seriously.
you, Jeff. I will look at it after the live stream. I appreciate it, but yeah, I mean, again, and yeah, and yes, Jeff, I see your email, so I'll check it out afterwards.
Yeah,
But
I'll look at it too, dude. You know, I was gonna say, one thing. You know, I talking about the art. You know, I'm a firm believer in people using real people art for modules and published work and stuff like that. Like I really kind of debated on the whole thumbnail thing too, but I just yeah, it's just what I've decided to do because it's tough, man. I am not a Photoshop person or a I suck. So it's easy for the volume of videos that I put out. But I will say that I'm kicking around, and some of you guys know this. I'm kicking around the idea of putting together, adventure, and I am going to 100% search around, and hopefully somebody from the community and use your art
yeah,
in my
I
adventure.
I
You know
have
what I mean?
spent
So
hundreds of
that
dollars
is where I'm
on
talking.
I have spent hundreds of dollars on stock art. Roughly, stock art is not usually thumbnail sized; it's usually
Yeah.
portrait size. But by the way, you got another member. Go.
Megan. Megan Balsley 5467. Thank you so much for becoming a member of Hero member. By the way, I have 3 levels: Hero, Superhero, and Lords. And so Hero is 4th level fighter, the Superhero is the 8th level fighter title, and the Lord is name level. So thank you so much. And what members get for right now, I'm still working on it, guys, because I'm still the newbie. Is you guys will get early releases for certain videos. I can't do that with collabs like I do with him on Monday. And there's also, if you ever play at my table, you'll get bonuses to hit and saves and stuff like that. It's in the perks. You guys will see it. And I'm working on some other things in there too, where there might be some swag involved. There might be some things, some games, some stuff like that. So stay tuned, guys. So stay tuned. But anyways, I mean, Tankar's he's the king of perks. I mean, he's got his your game that you're doing for your members, your all kinds of cool stuff. What are
Well,
some
yeah, and my first 12 master minions got
Yeah. Let me bring
three.
that. Let me maximize this really quick here for us so we can that's pretty cool, dude. Yeah, there you go.
There we go,
Focus.
nice and focused.
Yeah.
They got that. They got uh, usually a prior year's SBA courtesy card, and one of my business cards. But that was for the masters. I have a few new masters since those went out. If they contact me, and I have no way to contact people except if I put up a message in the YouTube community for the channel, and not everybody reads that. So but I really appreciate the support. We all do. I'm going to
Yeah.
speak for Angela. I'm going to speak for Joe and Joe. Your support means that we're doing something
Yeah.
right, and that is Agile. I'm glad you love the dice. I mean, and here's the thing: I got these dice before I formed the LLC, but they are just they were supposed to come in time for me to bring them to TotalCon, but they got delayed, and I was
Yeah.
upset. But you know what? They were worth the wait, and I got a bag of them ready, and I got more
Nice.
dice. And the bag doesn't hold all the dice that I got, but if you see me at a convention, um, now I'm going to be at North Texas for 5 days, and I may actually have to say I'll only give out a die to the first 10 people every day because I can't give out hundreds of dice. But I am happy to do so as I can because they're cool. I gotta say, and
Yeah.
I'll probably order more if this batch gets down. But oh, we'll deal with that when we get there.
How long have you had the dice perk for your channel, or have you kind
That
of been doing that?
as I started trying to figure out how I could reward my master minions, I was like, you know what? Let's put the dice into the pool, and then of course what happened is a lot of things got these dice not mailed out in time. So when they didn't get mailed out in time, I said, well, you know what? Those initial 12 master minions, instead of getting 2 dice, I sent them 3 dice, and I also put in courtesy cards, and which is the northeast PD type of thing, and my little tavern business cards. So
Nice. Nice.
now also Master Minions will get the first when the open table reopens in about a
Yeah, they
month.
get the first pick.
They get the first pick now. Now there's like 17 Master Minions. I don't announce when it opens up. So it's first come first serve. So one Master Minion in that first round. Then it opens up to Super Minions. When it opens up to Super Minions, another 17. Now you get that full pool of 30 plus. Get that second slot, and then it opens up to all the minions, and that's right now like 730 plus. Those 3 slots can go to any of them. Trust me, there's a lot of demand, and there aren't enough slots. I can only run 2 games a month max. But I think as the summer goes on, we may get some other
Yeah,
DMs.
once the con season kind of winds down, you'll be able to do something a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to plan out how we can get some more people running, and maybe even
Yeah.
in the same setting area, and that way the characters can be interchangeable. Same basic house rules, although everybody will tweak it to their own.
Yeah.
So
This would be a good time with so many people on here. I want to bring this up because you and I both love this individual, and next Tuesday his Kickstarter goes live. So I always try to, we try to help each other here. And so I want to bring up Agile Monk's his wondrous and dangerous consortiums of Exandria. I think that's how you pronounce it. World and lore book. So this is the QR code, you guys, for this.
nice.
You guys all know who Agile Monk is. I hope that most people on here have either checked out this upcoming this landing page for Kickstarter, and go on there and you can sign up for it and get notified when it goes live on Tuesday. But yeah, this is I thought this is a good time to kind of get that in front of all of us.
But by the way,
As
look at the chat. Look at the chat.
What happened?
Blair Blur became a Lord level member.
Whoa! Blair Blur. one of our biggest supporters and most active participants in the chat. Blair Blur is now a Lord level member. By the way, rumor has it that she's going to be at North Texas this coming couple weeks, and it is her maiden voyage. Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the chat, but this is what we've talked about in the past. It's her maiden voyage to a con.
Oh, nice.
And getting into RPGs. So
North Texas, if you're going to go to your first con, North Texas is the one to go to. My first North Texas was 2014. That was my third con ever. I hadn't gone to one since 90.
Really? That was your okay. What was your first ever con?
There was a convention at Columbia University that I was told I was disinvited to ever come back again because the druid that nobody wanted to take ruined the adventure that was planned, the high level adventure. I fucked it up with rock to mud and dispel magic, and I ended the adventure less than 30 minutes in, and that was not very fair to the DM. So I was told not to come back. And then Gen Con in 94, I think, 93, 94, back then. But it was Rachel's first convention, 2014.
Wow. That is such a really good con too. You're going to be spoiled for the rest of your life now.
The people themselves are just awesome. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you recognize any of us from online, myself, Angelo, Joe or Joe, I don't think Joe
Greyhawk Ragnar won't be there, but Joe the lawyer will be there.
Just say, hey, I watch your videos. You know, we'll chew your ear off and be happy to do so. Just saying.
So I love this one. Everyone is to refer me as Lord Blair from now on.
Milady.
And Agile said, yes, Our Lady Lordship. I love it.
There you go.
You know, I was kind of thinking, it would be kind of cool if you are, it'd be not kind of cool. It'd be really cool if you are at North Texas. It'd be awesome for all of us to meet up at some point, at the bar. The bar is the best place. That's where everything happens after the game. After the games, and it's a great spot for everybody to. And I was going to say, if you're, I'm going to try to put together a time and place, but I will do this is if you are part of the channel meaning part of the OSR group of all of us, I will get the first round. So and
God bless you, sir. God bless you.
Yeah. So, I think we'll figure out a date and time to do that because I know there's, the problem with cons is everything goes in a blur unless you schedule it.
No, definitely.
So we'll figure out a time, one of the evenings where we all meet up at the bar after everybody's dog tired from playing all day, and first round will be on me. So, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But, all right. Well, Our Lady Lordship is a lord. Yes. And she says, yes, it's her maiden voyage. Greyhawk Grognard is in. We were just talking about you. Your ears must have been burning, my friend.
Only good things, Joe. Only good things.
Yep. Only good things. Yes. Good to see you, Joe. Welcome. Yeah, that's going to be that's a good con to go to first for sure. You're going to be spoiled because it is like none other. I think. It's for me it is.
It's like my home away from home.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me.
Yeah.
I think my day is catching up to me. I by the way, folks, just to tell you how well Angelo and I get along. I had committed to 30 minutes. We are now an hour and 15 in. I was like, I'll come in for 30 minutes after my own hour-long live stream. After hanging with my old gaming group for 7 hours. yeah, that's the ticket. But
Yeah.
I think the day is catching up to me, and
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, this Saturday, and for you too, like Saturdays are we don't really have a format. It's kind of a hangout session, and it's just hanging out with the community, talking, kind of like what you guys do in Gamers Health, and it's same thing over here. I just called it the hangout session. People drop in and out and all that stuff, but yeah, these end up being a marathon event sometimes. So yeah, if you're dying and need to go to sleep,
I am slowly crashing.
yeah,
So, Angelo, thank you. I want to thank everybody who supported Angelo today. This is
yeah,
awesome.
and supported you too.
This is what this is again. This is what we. I'm going to talk again. Joe Block's in the community. He's in the chat, and I'll talk for Joe the lawyer. We just want to see others in our circles. Everybody being lifted together. This is what we want. So I got to thank you. Really, this is it. Other than that, folks, I'll be doing an AMA tomorrow night.
I like your AMAs, dude.
Thank you. So anybody can watch, okay, but only members can chat. But I think with 730 plus members, that shouldn't be an issue. I think we'll have a lot of people yapping. Well, thank you again, and
well, hey, thanks so much, and I'm sure I'll talk to you online. In the next 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, probably.
we do a lot of
All right, folks. God bless.
Yeah, God bless, and take care of yourself, buddy, and get some rest, and we'll chat soon.
Yeah. All right.
All right, you guys. Well, tag, look at tag. Who's it? Tag, who's it? What a treat for you guys. What a treat for you guys. Mr. Adventures Dark and Deep himself, the one and only Greyhawk Grognard tapping in. Yeah, look at that. Hey, tag. Did you guys tag on the green room back?
You lose Eric, you get me. Here we are.
Exactly.
Hold on. I have a microphone that I can actually bring closer to my mouth. There we go.
All right. How you doing, dude?
Oh, good. Just finished watching the season finale of Ghosts, which I love.
With Ghosts, huh?
There's a TV show on CBS.
Yeah. What is that again? I'm getting ready. I'll tell you what I'm wrapping up. But if you're watching it and you're saying it's good, I'll check it out. What is it again?
It's hilarious. It's a sitcom. It's called Ghosts, and it's about these people who are renovating a mansion in upstate New York, and the woman can see all the ghosts of the people who died on the property. It's very funny. There's all these different characters, and it's based on a British show. And there's a German version and a French version and an Australian version, and it's very funny.
Wow. I was going to tell you, I'm just getting ready to wrap up a series. I don't know how many seasons there is, 3 or 4, maybe 3. Yeah. Anyways, the series called From, and it came on.
My wife loves that show, and
dude,
we watched it. We watched like the first 3 episodes, and we both said this sucks. We're going to stop. And then she picked it up again and started loving it, and I just haven't.
I will say I'm on season 3 right now, and look, it's like anything that maybe should have stopped maybe around end of season 2. Season 1 and 2 are freaking off the chain awesome, and then season 3 kind of gets a little weird, but it's a good weird. It's maybe a Joe Block weird, you know what I mean? So check it out, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going, because
have you watched
what the hell is happening here? They just keep layering on this weird stuff over and over. It's like, what the hell? But yeah. Anyway, so
have you watched For All Mankind?
I have not.
That is like probably my favorite show that we're watching now. It's an alternate history about the space program, where the Russians get to the moon first in 1969.
Oh, you talked about that with me before. Yeah.
It is a and the latest season is just about to end, and I love alternate history, and they just do it so well. It is plus it's like, this is the space program I wish we had. and it's just fantastic.
Huh? Is it a series? Like
Yeah.
a
Oh
big-
yeah. Like I think it's season 4 or 5 just ended, or is about to end.
Yeah, yeah. How many subscribers? So let me see. We got some chats in here. Yeah, thanks for jumping on, dude. That's cool. And this is impromptu, guys. We like the only thing that
I happened to log on and see that you guys
Yeah.
that Eric was leaving. I'm like, hey, tag me in. Sure.
Yeah, it's accurate. Yeah. 2 Things channel to have in a year. Blair says, how many subscribers 2 Things channel will have in a year game? I don't understand that question.
Yeah,
Say it again.
I'm like doing the SpongeBob thing. Can you actually use those words together in a sentence?
Yeah. I don't know. Say that one more time, Blair. Yeah. Did you add? Are you broadcasting?
I have not added anything. Let me do that now.
Okay, because I was going to say I have to refresh for us to see what's
Boom,
to get
boom,
that there.
And yeah, I am now live on everything. So hit ye old refresh.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Hold the fort down, brother.
That's me. Well, you know, if Robert Santon says I'm the man, well, here I am. I am the man indeed. And now I have assumed complete control over the live stream. I control the vertical. I control the horizontal. Oh, damn.
I'm back. Let's see. All right. Yep, I do see you. I see you on Facebook. I see you, Joe Block, on. Yes. Okay. I don't see your YouTube channel, but I do see Rumble and all that.
That I should be on YouTube. Let me see if I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe it didn't come. But yeah, dude. So what's been going on? That was talk to text. Oh, sorry. She says, sorry, that was talk to text. Okay. Yeah. It came out all garbled. If only all 3 of you could have been on screen at the same time, it would have been a YouTube heaven. Well, thank you. That's
happened.
Much.
It's happened before. YouTube heaven has been achieved in the past, and it shall be achieved again.
I think are you guys doing this? This is your off week on Sunday, right?
We're actually doing we normally only do first and third Sundays. We're doing next Sunday because Joe and Eric are going to be at North Texas the following week. So we're next Sunday is a special on a very special episode of the Sunday night special.
Got it.
Yeah, so yeah, we're doing it. We're doing this weekend. We're gonna skip the next one, but it's yeah.
Yeah, I like your guys' series. You know, I talk with we all talk amongst each other, but I like the new series that you guys are doing. It's it's basically how to be a better player.
Right, because there were so many channels that were just focused on how to be a good DM.
Yeah.
And like nobody was talking about just generic how to be a good player and not even for D&D. For D&D or Chivalry and Sorcery or Call of Cthulhu or Traveler or whatever. What we're trying to do is give advice that if you're playing anything, this advice is still good advice. And there's nobody's doing that. Nobody's telling players how to be good players because I'm sure you're in the same boat I am. Over the course of the last 40 plus years, we've seen a lot of crappy players. And we've seen the sides. Hell, I've done a lot of this stuff myself before I knew any better. I want to make it's great to have a great DM, but unless you have a table full of good players, even the best DM is not going to salvage that. So we want to help that. We want to help players be better players, and that's the RPG.
And I want to double click on that because I have a perspective on that too, where in some stories that you might have missed. Tankar and I were talking about earlier, so we can kind of dive into that. But here's her translated non-talk text to talk. So she was asking, how many subscribers do you think the DM and Friends will have in a year? Chat members. Drake says 30,000. Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, you can pass me just like Eric's about
Block has been doing this for how many years, and you're at 15,000?
I'm at 13. Well, what am I at? Something.
Yeah.
So Eric's going to pass me by midsummer, and then you're going to pass me by Christmas. So yeah,
Well, Eric's a
there we
spaz.
go.
He puts out a video a day. Like, who can do that? You know what I mean? Like, but
He's retired. Of course he can do that.
What's that?
He's retired. Of course he can do
Well,
that.
that's what I'm saying. And that's really, it's good for him. You know, it's great because he loves what he's
It's good that he
doing
keeps
and he
busy.
can do it. Yeah. Yeah. I will say I am, let me see, at this moment, I think I'm like 4 or 5 away from 3,200. So
very cool. No,
that's
awesome.
where I'm at.
Where
now.
am I exactly? I can tell you, I am at 13,622.
All right, I will tell you
So
where
I'm still in the
that's
low
pretty
tier.
impressive too. That's okay. Where am I? I will refresh here and look just to give you guys. I am at 3194. So there you go, 6 shy of 3,200, which to me is a milestone. I every that 100. I'm blown away. So, and it's all because of you guys. It's all because of the community, man. The community is so awesome, and yeah. So, to push over Greyhawk Grognard, aka Joe Block, this guy above me, to push him over to the 14,000 mark. If you're not subscribed to his channel, subscribe to his channel right now.
Yes, subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. Actually, I'm looking at 15. 15 is I'm going to make a little. I'm going to do something special on 15. But
15,000.
Every sub helps. I mean, I'm hopefully all of your folks know who I am. I talk about first edition. I talk about the World of Greyhawk in all editions, and occasionally I delve into like weirdness like Star Trek. So
yeah. So you just got a Agile Monk just sent you a super chat for $5 for thank you, Joe, for popping on tonight with all of us. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Agile Monk. I mean, he is one of the stalwarts who supports just like everybody. You're amazing, Agile Monk. I'm sure you're like an investment banker or something that has all this money.
He really is, and he also said that he's been a 12-month level goblin. Message. Thank you, Joe, for all you do. You rock. You know, it's funny. I was not a member of your channel until recently, and the reason why is let me tell you why. Because I've been a Patreon member for many years, and you always credited that as being and so I'm like, so now I've gotten more like, okay, I need to. So I switched it over, and I think I'm still a Patreon member, and I've been for so long, and then I don't even know how long. I mean, maybe you can check, but I think it ends. Oh, thank you so much. I think it ends in this month, but I subscribed this month for your YouTube.
Honestly, everybody gets the same rewards. It's the major reward is you get to see my Greyhawk videos 2 weeks early. And every once in a while I put a custom video out for just the supporters. If you support at a certain level, you get free copies of all my modules, and the supporters are going to get a free copy of the new Castleman Archmage module, which just was successfully crowdfunded on BackerKit. So that will be coming to my supporters in the coming month or 3.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. But the only reason why I switched over, because both platforms, I mean, it's the same, like you said, and I talked to you this on the side. So those of you guys that don't know, if you are a member on Patreon, it ports over to YouTube. You get the same. For me,
for mine,
for me, bookkeeping, it's easier. So that's why I switched over to.
The bookkeeping is going to be a pain in the balls either way. As long as you have both, you still have to sync them all up. For you, people on one and everybody else on the other, I'd still have to go through that exercise. And I'm just not prepared to cut it off and just say one or the other. So I'm going to keep doing both. I did a poll actually, and some people just don't want to move from one or the other.
Too. Yeah. Fugly says good night. He's turning into a pumpkin. So yeah, good night, dude. And I'm very honored about the comic, the cartoon book, and I can't wait to get a copy of that at North Texas. So thank you so much. Appreciate it, dude. And you talking about Agile being such a great supporter of all of our channels. You Joe, other Joe, Tankar, me, other OSR channels out there. I'm going to bring up this a second time. I did it earlier because his Kickstarter is coming out in this Tuesday, I think. And, this Tuesday. And so those of you guys that have not seen this, go on there and check out this new Kickstarter he's doing, which is a plethora of information for campaigns in this world. So you can, if you're running in Greyhawk, you can pull some of the factions that he has out. I mean, all kinds of cool stuff. So check this out. I definitely want to pump this out for him because A, Agile is an awesome dude, and B, this is an awesome project. So check this out, guys.
Agile, why did you not come to me and tell me about this? This is the first time hearing about this.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me and I will pump it on my socials.
You're
killing me. You got to tell me this so I can actually promote it. Please, I'm begging.
You hear that, Agile? Let Joe know and he'll push it out for you too, dude. So we all support you, not because you support us, but because you're a stand-up dude. And I've seen a lot of, we talked about this project. I think it's a great project, and anybody can use this material in there. So we want to see you succeed on this. So reach out to Joe, brother. Reach out to Joe.
I want to be a Projects We Love. I've never been a Projects We Love.
Yeah.
I had to earn it.
Isn't that cool?
Them just like laying out the red carpet for me. Jesus, Agile, you're a hero.
Yeah. Oh, here, I'll bring that up. Let me see if I have. Do you want me to bring that up, Agile? I'll do that. He did send this to me. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Oh, you want the link?
No. The thing that they sent. Can I bring this up, Agile? Let me know because I don't know if you're okay with it.
Agile, I got the link. I will. I've saved it on my thing, so I will hopefully get the email, and when I do, I'll remember to mention it. Yeah,
so I'm gonna bring it up anyways, even though he hasn't responded. So this is what he got selected for he says you can. Okay, good, because I did it anyways without you saying I can. It's taking a minute to upload, so I don't know. Do you see it yet, guys?
Yeah, we see it. I see it.
Okay, on my end, it's saying uploading. Yeah. So, anyways, so that's pretty awesome. I actually, because I'm a Kickstarter idiot, I don't know what this actually means, but obviously, it's a pretty big honor.
They're promoting it. It means it'll show up in a special section on their homepage.
That's pretty cool. So, So you guys, that's let's see if I can do this right. There we go. So Agile, you're the best, and we will definitely do our part to help you with this, and you know that we're here for you, dude. I was gonna say, so what's going on in your world, dude?
Oh my, I am so effing busy. It's not even funny.
You know what? It didn't show up, guys. Let me do this again. Sorry, dude. It didn't show up. You saw it because you're on Restream, but here we go. Here we go. Do you guys see this now? Yeah.
Well, I see it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but it didn't come up on the for the guys out there. See you later, Mr. Rourke. Got to call it a night. Yep, I get it, dude.
Night.
Okay, now I can see that you guys all see this. But yeah, that is a pretty big honor, dude. It's really awesome. Yeah, so good job, Agile. That's so what does this do? It kind of puts you in front where they're gonna it'll come up on some of the front loading pages of Kickstarter?
Yeah, on the Kickstarter homepage, there's a whole projects we love thing, and if you search for something, that'll be promoted more than mine. So yeah.
Yeah. So here's the link, Spooky Kid. I scan that, or let me see if I can actually bring it up, and I'll put it in the chat, guys. I know what you're asking, so give me 1 second here. Let me do that. I'm a
I just sent you the
show
chat.
over here. I'm
I
not
just
like
sent you the
Joe
link in the
that's got
private.
50 arms. Yeah. There we go. There's the link to his Kickstarter, guys, and scan that also. And yeah, wow, I got all kinds of stuff going on here. Woo! All right. Yeah, tell me a little bit about what's going on with Adventures Dark and Deep. I know that you just started a Facebook group, which has been really active, which is really cool.
It's something I should have started a while ago. It's for fans of Adventures Dark and Deep, and it's just like hanging out and asking questions and sharing stuff. So that's all I wanted it to be, and so that's the new social media dealie. I've got I'm literally working on 4 books right now that'll come out this year if I'm lucky. 2 of them are like ready to come out. I'm just waiting for technical stuff behind the scenes. The other is something I announced a couple of weeks ago. I'm working on a version of Top Secret with Merle Rasmussen, which is a sci-fi version set in space. It's Top Secret 2150.
Yeah.
So it's been so amazing working with him. And we've been going back and forth with edits and stuff like that. And Solarian's going to publish it. And the hook is you're on a starship. Imagine like Star Trek, but you're part of a spy organization, and you have to keep the fact that you're a secret agent secret from the rest of the crew. So every adventure is an adventure inside an adventure, because not only do you have to like go on an away mission and do something on the planet, but you also are fighting against these enemy intelligence agencies that want to do their own thing and spoil stuff, and you have to do all that without exposing yourself as a secret agent. So it's like a double wrap burrito kind of RPG, which is really nice. And I'm working on another Greyhawk book, which is
we're gonna talk. So there's some questions coming in, and now you got my juices flowing talking about Greyhawk. Yeah, a couple of questions in here. We should answer this one from Gonza Lior. I'm gonna mess the name up. I'm not even gonna try to talk about but no one of consequence did say that he bought your I got it too, actually, and I to be honest with you, I've only breezed through it. We were talking about it, Paige. I wanted to pull a couple of those things into my campaign, my Greyhawk campaign, which is awesome. So so there's a couple of people here and say they backed you on some stuff. So interesting question here. I like this one. Here we go. That one's for you.
Right.
He's asking you in specific.
Yeah, that's from the UK modules, which I liked at the time when they first came out. It's the thing with that is it's weird to see something. I don't know how to put this. It's weird to see something so out of place that's set so far south in the Flanaess, because it's like this Germanic little, alpine area, but it's in a tropical area with volcanoes around it. It's like you could have picked another place to do this. But as an adventuring area, sure, it's fine. I might move it because there's no real compelling reason it needs to be in the Sea Princes. It doesn't, you could put that in Parentland and it would work just as well. But as I liked Sentinel and Gauntlet and what was the first one? I forget the name of it. The UK series of modules.
Yeah, I think those modules were good, actually.
what was I forget the name of the first one. It UK one. Anyway,
Greg, what's the name of UK one? Yeah, I'm Greg will tell us. He's the one that always he's a.
Oh yeah, no, he's already arguing that the UK TSR UK was better. Oh, I'm gonna push back hard on that with Fiend Folio. I am, dude. No. I'm gonna push back hard on whether Fiend Folio was a better Monster Manual than Monster Manual 2. But that is a matter of taste and entirely subjective. So I remain a big Anglophile, even though the
so the one he was talking about was UK that was in Berghoff.
Berghoff is in UK 1 and no, I'm sorry, UK 2 and UK 3. I don't remember what UK 1 was called. It just escapes me.
So yeah, and he says Anna Meyer also dropped UK 4 right there in Berg. Okay, that's interesting.
Beyond the Crystal Cave. Yes, thank you.
Yes, okay. So that's Beyond the Crystal Cave was the module you go in, and there's the what is it? The kind of it's kind of an acid trip if you really, wasn't it the two demigods are in there and yeah. And you're
it's been a long time, honestly. I know.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. You won it for me. That was one of my that's why I was looking for it. And I'm like, that's right. I sent it to you, Greg. Beyond the Crystal Cave, because he won that at one of the giveaways here. Yeah, that's a weird place to put it, but I mean, I guess you could have dropped it anywhere, because realistically, Beyond the Crystal Cave, I think, was a kind of a pocket dimension, wasn't it? I mean,
it's honestly, I have not even opened it in more than a decade. I couldn't.
Yeah. But then UK 2 was, which one was that? That was the Sentinel. Yep. Okay.
Right. And UK 3 was the Gauntlet.
And the Gauntlet. Okay. And those were nothing near what UK 1 was, or not related at all, but interesting. Yeah. Have you done any diving into that? The Duchy of
not at all.
I haven't either. The South is kind of foreign to me, to be honest.
When I was in college, I actually did a campaign in the Sea Princes, but it, and I kind of ran that perfunctorily, but I didn't really do anything with it. And it's kind of off my radar. I'm not gonna lie. It's there. It's I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know, obviously some people really like it. It's just, what didn't really do it for me, but it's subjective.
Yeah. Robert Stanton, take care of you too. Great episode. Thank you both. Yeah, dude. Thanks so much, Robert, for jumping on, and have a good night, brother. Yeah. Oh, this is one that I haven't heard from too. Yeah, UK 6, all that glitters in the sea of dust. Yeah. God, I don't even remember the plot of this one, but a lot of the UK ones, I feel like they were really good. As far as, I don't know. So back to the comment that Drake said about, and I was trying to find it, the Fiend Folio one. Where is he saying here? Where is that one? I don't know.
Well, Ravenclaw asked me about outside the Flyness, but I don't see the Fiend Folio thing.
Yeah. Oh man. Let me see here. Bum.
I'm just here to piss off your viewers. That's all there is to it.
So Valmar Cleaver says, Joe, what is the fourth one? And that was when you were talking about some of the things you were the
fourth one is a Greyhawk book. Oh, well, let me run through it. The first one is the Book of Lost Lore 2. That's got a bunch of new classes and races and optional rules. It's got the high level adventure stuff. It's got demiplanes and ley lines and just really good stuff. It's kind of a redone version of a bunch of different stuff that I published over the years, collated, collected, re-edited, reworked. The second one is the Castleman Archmage expansion, which is coming out. The third one is the Top Secret 2150, and the fourth one is a new Greyhawk book, which I'm calling the Great Greyhawk Campaign. It's actually it's a fascinating idea, at least to me, because hey, it lets you set a great campaign, like strategic campaign, where there's these factions and they each have a goal that they're working to, and each faction has a 6-step track that shows where they are towards getting
Oh,
their
kind of
goal.
like a progress bar kind of thing.
Yeah, and
that's the PM in you. That's the PMO in you. Yeah,
exactly. And they can interact with each other, and you can set how fast you want your campaign to go, and there's campaign turns, and during the campaign turn you can there will be events will happen, and different factions will move up or down on their tracks, and that will generate rumors that get back to the PCs that tell them what's going on in the world. And it's a way of having history happen, and the PCs are able to impact history if they want to, but if they choose not to, history is going to happen without them.
Interesting.
So, like, think of it in Greyhawk. You start in 577, and it goes forward, and like the Great Kingdom has its own objectives. They're going to be doing their stuff, and Ayuz is going to be doing his stuff. He has objectives, and and things will happen, and all of a sudden, boom, Ayuz has conquered the Horn Society. Okay, so then his objectives change based on that, and now he's got his eyes set on something else. And the PCs at every stage, based on the rumors that get down to them, they can choose to say, oh, maybe this is something we need to look into. But if they don't, history still moves without them. So it turns Greyhawk into a living campaign setting that will actually have things happening even without the players.
So did you kind of flowchart it? Did you kind of flowchart it to where if then else kind of?
No, it does. It's random tables.
Interesting.
So, they're random tables, but they have impacts on each other. So if this happens to here, what's a good example? Okay, so.
Well, like if this happens, then add +10 to this
right. Exactly.
Yeah, I know that, I know what you're talking about, because there's some modules back in the day that did similar things like that. Or I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And it will allow you to have a campaign. Like, let's say you have a campaign set in Furiandi, and I know some people call it Thorandi. I don't care. I call it Furiandi.
Yeah, I call it Furiandi too.
So if something good happens to Furiandi, then it's more likely that Voluna, which is allied to Furiandi, is going to have something good happen to it. And Ayuz, who is opposed to Furiandi, there's things that will happen to their track. So it's all very it's all, when things happen here, they are more likely to happen there. So it's all very reactive, and it just lets you can have the whole span of history come out. It'll rhyme, it'll sound familiar, even though it might not exactly follow the flow of history in the canonical campaign. So it just lets you have a campaign that still flows, even though you're not wedded to a particular sequence of events. Oh, this has to happen in 583 because this happened in 583 in From the Ashes. Doesn't have to work that way.
Yeah.
The pressures are there. History still wants to move in a direction, but the players can intervene and knock things off into a different tangent, and that changes the flow of history. But history still wants to move in a direction. That's the best way to put it.
No, that makes absolute sense to me. I do have two questions, and there is one from the audience here. That sounds weird saying audience. I don't know why.
No, you have an audience.
Yeah, I don't know why. It sounds so weird. There's like certain terms, Joe, that you've been doing this a lot longer than me. So maybe certain terms to me kind of just put a weird feeling. Like I always call it the chat. You know,
what
I guess
will
it is
get
the audio.
weird? What will be weird is when people at conventions start recognizing you. Say,
Yeah.
hey, I watch your YouTube channel. That's
Yeah.
the weird thing to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it when it happens, but it still feels weird that I am like a Z-list celebrity.
Yeah. That's so, yeah. By the way, if you're at North Texas coming up, please come out and see me. And like I said, we're all going to try to figure out a time and place. Well, I know the place. It's going to be at the bar. A time where everybody's gonna, we all get together. Tankar will be there, Joe the lawyer will be there too. But I'm gonna buy the first round, so we're gonna figure out a time that we do that. So please come up and see me, and I'd love to shake your hand and say thank you to you. So, anyways, there is, I got to get over that whole weird. So, anyways, from the chat / audience, there's a question from, I'm gonna mess up this guy, but he asked about your book being agnostic. So is it
indeed?
D&D? Okay.
It is indeed. This is a whole new set of systems and stuff that you can use with 1E. You could use it with 5E. You could use it with Call of Cthulhu. It'll work with just about anything. It is its own thing, even though it's going to have to be presented as a 5E thing because it's DM's Guild.
Got it. Okay. It's going to there. Okay. Got it. So my question for you, I don't think anybody's asked it in here before. Oh God, you don't want to bring that one up. Voice of one. Anyways, yeah.
Bring it up.
There was a lot of chat on my Discord channel, which, by the way, if you're on Discord, Joe, you better get your butt on there because you get talked about a lot.
I loathe Discord. I know
you do.
I despise.
We talk about you all the time on there because it's heavy Greyhawk. We talk a lot about Greyhawk in there. So
I'm sure you do. More power to you. I hate Discord.
I know you do. But anyways, my question for you is and we'll bring up the voice. We'll bring it up. Why not? But I do want to ask you. So, are you concentrating on any particular eras, any years, or is it just boom?
Well, it's the examples I have start in 576.
Okay, and that's the year that we're all familiar with, and
right.
I was talking with I had Jay Scott on the other day, and he was telling me that his first ever campaign he ever did was started in it was 569, which I think was the year that Battle of Meadows happened, right? Yeah.
Right. Or is that 568? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it was one of those two, but they started their campaign in that, and I'm like, I thought of you first, 100%. Me like, oh man, Joe actually did a miniatures battle for that, which I am still salivating at every time I hear Battle of Emery Meadows, which that period is my favorite.
I'm not running the game this year because the rules are
logistically it's not working out. Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually it's a lot of fun to play. It's a little too complicated for my taste. And I'm trying to think of ways I can simplify it a little bit. And I'm hoping I'll be able to start running it at cons again next year.
Yeah. I want to get into it.
Too many little fiddly bits. And, me as a player, it's just a little much for myself, and I write stuff for me. I figure if I like it, enough people will like it as well. So I'm taking a year, and I'm playing with stuff and in amongst all the other stuff I'm doing, and I'm hoping I'll be able to cut out a few things here and there and just make it a little easier to flow. Too many variables and stuff. So I just want to. I'm trying to just.
Well, you told me a little bit about it down to the scale and some of the things. I do have a question for you on that. So where did you and voice of one? I will get your question because I do want to. I want to poke at Joe a little bit and have him answer this. And by the way, you guys, if you're not subscribed to Joe Block's channel and you are on mine, which I highly doubt it because the cross pollination of our channels is. And you probably are, but if you're not, go to subscribe to Joe's channel. All right. And vice versa. If you are not subscribed to the DM and Friends, which is my humble channel,
please do. If you're watching this on my channel, subscribe to Angela, please. I beg you.
We both love Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and we both love Greyhawk, and we talk about a lot of the same stuff. Obviously, he is one of the pillars of Greyhawk, and talks about it at a level that's it's kind of does this to people's minds. So, but anyways, subscribe to me, subscribe to him, subscribe to all of it, and anyways, so that's my little shameless plug. So Battle of Emery Meadows, where did you get the statistics for the size of the forces? Now, I know that there's a write-up, I think it's in Cannon Fire maybe, or it could be somewhere else where somebody actually did the numbers, but where did you get the math for that?
That was a lot of different places, because there's a bunch of different descriptions of it in different places. There was a module in the last issue of Dragon magazine or Dungeon, whatever the I think it was Dragon actually.
Dragon did some stuff on it.
Had an actual adventure module that told you about it. But we know some of the numbers.
That might have been
here.
Dungeon.
Yeah, I forget now which one it was.
Greg, if you know what it is, put it in the chat. I know you're going to Google it and find it.
And that had a lot of the terrain and stuff that I have in mind.
The elevation
came out of that module, and the fact that they have a blue dragon and stuff came out of that. But the numbers are kind of like, we know they had X number of this, and they were half as many of this, and they're spread out across a couple of different sources. So it was a lot of fiddling with the numbers to find that. But there are hard numbers, and then you can extrapolate some of the other numbers to get out of that. So, and then I had to take all that and then make it work physically on a table. Because, if it says, something that like will take 3 years to play, you can't do it. So you got to scale things down. But there are hard numbers out there about how many orcs there were or how many hobgoblins. And then you can extrapolate out.
Yeah, somebody put that together in a forum in Canada.
I have whole spreadsheets about that. Where it came from and how many and how to adjust it and the scale and stuff. But the numbers are there. The numbers are there if you want to find it.
Drag. What I'm talking about is there's Joe is referencing a Dungeon magazine adventure that he pulled a lot of the forces numbers out of, and the terrain and things like that. I thought if anybody, you would know what it was. So if you want to,
the numbers actually came out of other sources. They didn't really talk about like how many thousands of orcs there were. So.
Okay, got it. I understand. Okay. So let me see. The other thing, what scale are you using again? I think you told me before. Were you 15 millimeter or?
Yeah, the figures are 15 mil. Most of the humans are medievals. So just like
that's exactly what they were. Yeah,
exactly.
Mounted pikemen, horseback.
And most of the humanoids come from Splintered Light Minis, which is a great company that makes 15 millimeter figures. If you're using that scale, these figures look like they just walked out of the monster manual. They have pig-faced orcs, they have gnolls and hobgoblins and goblins and all this good stuff. But the images of the figures, and I actually did the math on this. I started counting all the weapons and stuff that they had on the figure, like when you buy a pack of figures. The proportions of the weapons that they have for the different figures are the same as in the original first edition monster manual. So those tables that have like
I totally know like
5% with like two-handed sword.
40% of orcs will have a scimitar.
Right. They do that in these figures. Wow. It's amazing. And the armor's right and they look perfect. They are phenomenal.
Well, I've had them on
the table. Splintered Light Minis.
Splintered Light Minis. Okay.
They are amazing, and you know, I've run it at cons a bunch of times, and my God, they look so great.
Yeah, yeah. You know, there's another
anyway,
manufacturer.
let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. Thanks. Yeah. While he's away, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. This is a big treat to have Joe on here. We're gonna talk about Greyhawk until we drop, because you know this is one of my favorite subjects and things to talk about, and just to not to blow his head up, but you know when I have a question about Greyhawk, I ask him. There's a couple other people too. You know, Jay's one, and Alan Grohe's another. You know that I consider the three amigos as far as for Greyhawk, but. Yeah, my campaign that I have that's been running for X amount of years, and I don't at all see myself as an expert in Greyhawk, but for my area that I am, which is the Central Flanness, I am, and I feel like I am, but not 100%. But anyways, it's I think it's very important to know your world, right? But yeah, any of like Greyhawk is so huge, it's like what the heck, you know? But this guy knows a lot. Anna Meyer's a lot of fun to talk to too. So about this. Boomer, man, Dan Webb, dude, thanks so much for becoming a member of my channel, dude. That's very, very kind of you, and it means so much to me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. I don't know if these are going to come across, but these are hobgoblins.
Okay, let me make this bigger. Let's get some focus in here. Oh yeah. Whoa, look at the armor.
Yeah. These are straight out of the original monster manual, right? I know
yeah, let me see the front.
It's not focusing right because it's weird, but yeah, you know, they have the oriental kind of armor for the hobgoblins.
Yeah, and that's what they were famous for. They dressed them up. Let me get the monster manual out.
Yeah, and these are the gnolls that they have. And they look just like gnolls out of the.
Oh my God, I love it, dude! And they're 15 mil too.
And they're 15 mil, which means you can have a lot more of them on the table, and you don't have to spend $1 zillion to do it.
Yeah.
And the orcs, they have pig-faced orcs. The only 15 millimeter pig-faced orcs I've ever found. It's just they are chef's kiss. These are great. I can't recommend Splintered Light highly enough.
Yeah. Boomer man, welcome to the DM and Friends, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, looking at the and I want to don't let me forget this, but there's another company out there that I'm blown away of the resemblance from the monster manual. But yeah, let me bring up the hobgoblin. I mean, look at that. Yeah, you're right, dude. Like,
yeah. That they literally use the same armor. If you can, I know it's hard to see. I apologize, but
yeah,
you can
it's focusing on you in the back. So
yeah, it's the same armor on these figures, and like I say, even the weapon percentages are the same.
That's so crazy, dude. They got nerdy. Like, they got nerdy with this,
and they don't even say that. They just did it. And they don't
just did it,
And I know, and I, being the obsessive compulsive person that I am,
of course, you're gonna catch it because you're a Greyhawk
because I wanted my
D&D
figures to have the same percentages, and then I realized, oh, they've done that for me.
That's so awesome. Yeah. So you know another company that I'm really impressed with, but they're out of business now, which is
one out of England.
Is Otherworld Games, dude.
Yeah, Otherworld. The problem I have with Otherworld Games, their figures were great, but they were 28 mil. Like everything is today. And I still have all my true 25 mils from back in the 80s and the 70s. And they look weird next to each other.
Yeah, they really, scaling is a huge, you know, especially with my
wouldn't think stuff. That 3 millimeters makes a difference, but it really does.
Yeah, you know, I've noticed that too.
Like a monster, you know, I could put a 28 millimeter dragon on the table, and it's not nobody's going to notice. But when you have a 28 millimeter hobgoblin versus a 25 millimeter human, it looks like he's 7 feet tall, and it's just
Yeah. Man, it's crazy because I've gotten back into painting where I'm just, going crazy with painting I have all kinds of lead, Yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
no, yeah, because RX Montu told me to do this. Okay, let's see if let's see if it's a lie. It's a lie. Okay, it's still not happening. But
yeah, it's focusing. It's really focusing on your map in back of you. To be honest with you,
take my word for it. They look amazing.
Yeah. You know what you should do is take a picture of it and do a post on.
I've done
on
that.
YouTube.
It's on my blog. I've made multiple posts about them when I first
got it. Yeah, Otherworld, I like them too because they are a direct but they are 28s, and so I'm having an issue right now. I've gotten really back into painting, and my room over there is just I have so much lead figures from back Grenadier Reapers.
You don't want to see my pile of shame.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. So probably, but I really got back into it, and so I'm doing a lot of because I do a lot of boot hill, so I have a lot of Old West, and the original ones were 25s. They were true 25s, and then 28s are most of if you go to Historicon, which I don't rub it in, but last year I picked up a bunch of 28s, right, and then I have some that are literally almost 40s that I use at cons, right? And they just don't mesh with the buildings. It's very, and that's kind of been how the heroic nature of progression of miniatures have been. Everything's bigger and, whatever. But if you really, it's interesting. You put a 25 next to a 28, you don't think it would be a lot, but holy crap.
It really is. It really
And then you put a base on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
use the 72, like the old plastic cowboys. Use those if you own it. Just do your own scale. Who cares?
Oh, I do. I don't care of it, but yeah. But the 80 whatever I was gonna say ADD AD advanced center. The ADHD or the whatever in you that is like, oh God, this doesn't look. It
doesn't look right.
At cons, I'll just throw it. People love the bigger, I have some that are literally 38s, and I can't find I don't know who the manufacturer is for these. You've seen them before.
Yeah, but
I don't know who they
remember
are.
When you were a kid, we had like big, like 3-4 inch tall cowboys and Indians. Use them. Use those. There's a zillion of them out there. And just I've seen them at Historicon actually. People were using those for cowboy games. They're like 3-4 inches tall. They're plastic. They come
plastic cowboys and Indians. Yeah,
cowboys. Exactly. Use those if you're doing a boot hill thing. That's it. How can you go wrong? And RX Mutan, yes. Splintered Light Minis. That's the
Splintered Light Minis. Yes, I'm gonna check them out.
They got dragons in scale. They've got giants. They've got trolls. They got all kinds of stuff. And the trolls look just like out of the Mouse Manual with the long noses and they're hunched over. It's brilliant stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to this question. By the way, you guys, thanks to those of you guys that have during this stream that have become members. Thank you guys. Seriously. I know I'm getting kind of backed up on the comments here. I'm going to put Joe on the spot to answer this question because I don't know what the hell. Yeah. This came up today on our Discord channel where we were talking about some stuff, but yeah. So the Three Arcs channel used your Hommlet and Temple modules as references you a lot in his Greyhawk videos. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. There's your answer.
There's your answer. Yes, I have seen it. No, the Three Arcs guy and I we converse a lot. he and I are in touch. He asked me if he could do that, and he really doesn't need to, because that stuff that he's referencing is all part of the fan content policy. So he didn't need my permission, but he asked it anyway. Great, no problem. What can I say? He's a fan. He's referencing my stuff, which is freely available for anybody to reference. So I have no problem with it. I personally think that he needs to find another focus for his creative efforts, just like several other creators. I think Hommlet and the Crown Hills and Verbabank and so forth they're overdone. They're just, my God. I like my steak well done, but I would send that back. You gotta move on, find another place. You don't need to have a 1-to-1 hex map where 1 inch on the map is 1 inch in reality. You don't need that. He and others, it's not just him. I don't want to sound like I'm dogpiling on him, but just find something else. You've explored everything there is to explore. And he and those other creators are the reasons I've stopped talking about Temple of Elemental Evil, because there's just too much. It is possible to have too much detail, and he and others have reached that point like months ago.
Yeah. This is a I guess it would. I don't know. So. Showing it hopefully answers. I don't know what it was, what it is. What do you want to call it? So yeah, interesting fact is, I think they kind of, and I'm not trying to say, that's cool. If you guys want to flesh this area out, I like T1 a lot. Game in it.
I remember when that's all we had.
Yeah. And I love it because there's a nostalgia for it. And I love this sandbox of what it was given, because the characters don't have to just go to the moat house. They can go to the imagined bandit camp that I made south, or the Druids Grove up here, or the circle, the things that I've put in my world around it. Like, I get it, but I kind of feel like overdeveloping it kind of takes the sand out of the sandbox, because now I don't.
It's worse because it's not just him. It's 2 other creators are doing exactly the same thing, and it's just I mean,
and so they're kind of doing this a little bit, and overlapping. And
I mean, I did the obviously I did on the live stream a couple of months ago. I did the stop doing it.
I know, I saw that. Yeah,
but I won't repeat the experience here.
Well, there's so many other areas that people are not focusing on.
I literally did a series of videos on here's other places you could do.
Yeah,
as a direct response to that. And
the Cairn Hills, the Cairn Hills north of Greyhawk. What happened there in 576? You know what I mean? Like, what was going on in the Shield
There's
Land?
a dozen places you could pick instead, but
there's millions. There's millions of places.
They want that, and congratulations. It was one of my favorite regions, and now I'm stopped talking about it.
Yeah,
mission accomplished.
There's a question here from DM Greg from Advanced Fantasy Games. I want to bring up, because this is an interesting question. I can give my answer on this too.
Do I consider the TSR modules lore, or is lore just history and past events? I know more module and box set info than all. I'm not exactly sure what the question is, because what's the distinction between lore and history and past events? I mean, I consider the TSR modules canon.
Maybe that's a better word.
Yeah,
that really encapsulates lore, history, events.
Yeah, there's what's the difference between history and past events? I don't, the TSR modules are the official canonical thing, even if I don't like it. So
But you can
Return to
change
Temple
history
of
too.
Elemental Evil is canon, even if I think it's garbage. And I'm not going to use it and reference it in my stuff except in limited ways. But that doesn't mean it's not canon because they own the property.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how you want to distinguish lore and history. It's, you can, yeah, I what I do in my own campaign is not canonical by definition because I don't own it. What I write is not canonical because I don't own Greyhawk, but I can try to make sure that what I do in my own campaign and what I do in my writing is as consistent with the canonical material as I can make it, except for the stuff that I choose not to, and which is what makes it non-canonical. So for me, Tharizdun is not the same as the Elder Elemental God. Never will be. I'm never going to write anything that says that's true, and that by definition makes my stuff non-canonical. But I'm okay with that. And I honestly think that the weight of the majority of Greyhawk fans is on my side in that particular case. But it doesn't mean that I don't think that the map and the description of Hommlet in 591 that we see in Return to Temple of Elemental Evil isn't great.
Yeah. Well, in my Greyhawk, right? I agree with you. I agree with you that it is canon. Now, the problem with my Greyhawk, my players did something that totally affected Return of Temple of Elemental Evil, which basically debunked a lot of things that happened or called out there. The vampire thing. You know what I mean? That's
another.
Yeah,
for the love of
I mean,
God,
he was freed. He was freed in my campaign. So will I use that? Sure. No, I will not. You know what I mean? So, and you could say that in that year, sure. Now they found the tunnels under, and there's the big temple of Therizin, I guess, has got a temple under for Return of Temple of Elemental Evil.
Don't even.
Okay. Hey, I'm just trying to.
Isn't that in some volcano somewhere? Who the hell?
It's not a volcano, dude.
It's a volcano.
But anyways, yeah. So I've changed it. And Angelo, I'm having a brain fart too. But yeah, this is is bourbon with what is that? Is that an old fashioned? Yeah, it would be an old fashioned. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Your guess was right, Aljo. So I consider all the modules canon too. So, but the great thing,
except where they contradict each other.
Yeah,
because there are TSR published modules like Castle Greyhawk versus Greyhawk Ruins that are completely different treatments of the same thing. And they haven't ever officially said the Castle Greyhawk, which is the joke module that they wrote to deliberately insult Gary Gygax. They never officially said that's not canon, but it has nothing to do with the Greyhawk Ruins module, which is not bad. But it's still there. And it's these sorts of things because companies like Wizards of the Coast and TSR before it, they don't care about canon. They want to put out stuff that they think is going to sell. Yeah. And just like Star Trek, there are things in Star Trek canon that contradict each other, and Paramount doesn't care because who cares? They're making the news. They're making the current show. That's all they care about. Same with Star Wars and Alien and anything else. And it's up to us fans to either reconcile that canon or try to come to consensus about, this might be canon, but nobody really cares or whatever. There's layers of this, and there's no definitive answer one way or the other. But I feel strongly. I try to go with the TSR stuff and the Wizards of the Coast stuff when I can. Personally, I try to bring in the Gary Gygax stuff when it doesn't contradict, and sometimes just based on my own subjective choice when I just think it's better. In fact, I have a video coming out in a couple of weeks on the Valley of the Mage that touches on that, because there's the canonical Veil of the Mage module, and then there's other stuff out there that is very different than that. And what do you use? And I touch on that.
Yeah. What do you find your and let me go to the comments and say hi to people that have joined that are here now. Dan, the Final Arbiter, is here. Thanks for jumping on. Sparky 6800. Good to see you.
While you say all your hellos, I need more beer.
Yes, all right. Please get some beer. Everybody, we're going to take a commercial break while Joe Block gets another Coors Light.
Oh, it won't be one.
So those of you guys that are just joining, I had Eric Tankar on for the first hour, after Gamers Health. We were talking. He's like, hey, let me jump on. So we came on. We talked a little bit about some things, some channel stuff, North Texas, new collab that we're doing that comes out Monday, just some stuff. And then he has had a long day, and he decided he had to take off, which he was only going to stay on for a half hour. He stayed on an hour. And then Joe pinged me and said, dude, I'll tag team. I'll jump in. So we now have the one and only Joe Block here. And so, we've just been talking about some Greyhawk stuff. So good to have you guys here. Thank you so much. I will say, if you guys are, and I think he is also broadcasting from his. So if you're viewing from Joe's channel and are not a subscriber to the DM and Friends, come on there and hit the subscribe button. And if you guys are not a part of Joe's channel, go over there and hit subscribe on his too. We all kind of talk about a lot of the same stuff. We both love Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We both love the OSR, and we're big Greyhawk fans, obviously, if you couldn't put that together. So go and subscribe to Joe's channel, subscribe to mine, and make sure, if you're watching, wherever you're watching, hit the like button, because believe it or not, that really it makes I don't know, YouTube loves it because it helps push it out, so everybody else can see. So
comment on the videos, not just here in the live stream comments, but when you see it in the like the list of videos on our channel pages, make a comment, because YouTube loves that. It's called engagement. And
yes, I was going to say that. Yeah, if Joe puts out, I think you put out a video every Wednesday, right?
Yes, I do. Tuesday.
You do Greyhawk stuff on Wednesday.
No, Greyhawk is Tuesday.
My bad.
An OSR video is Wednesday, and then Thursday I do. Friday I do the collaboration with Eric and Joe. Yep. And on Thursday and Sunday, I do shorts.
Yep. Okay. So that's his thing. So what he's saying is, if you guys watch any of his videos, instead of just watching it, hitting the like button, the biggest thing that really helps the channel is going on there and commenting. Commenting is measured very weird. Like YouTube is very weird about certain things, and it really measures engagement. So somebody watching, if you put a comment in there and you ask a question or whatever, it really drives, and it really drives the video kind of visibility up, and which is what we want to do, right? We want to kind of appear to other people that possibly what I really like about what this channel is really doing right now is I'm getting a lot of questions from 5e players, and they're saying, wow, you're talking about keeping track of torches and pressure in the dungeon and wow, I would really love to bring this concept into my 5e game, So that comments really drive that, because realistically, like the OSR niche is, it's us. And so hearing from these other kind of newer school players, I love hearing from them, because it's like they tell me like things like, wow, what do you mean you have a 10-foot pole on your character sheet? You know what I mean? Like,
what could you possibly use that for?
Yeah, what would you use that for? I don't need that. I have a perception roll that I automatically get, when I come into this room. Well, anyways, so it's just a style of game, but anyway, so that's why it's really important to interaction. So, anyways, yeah, and I love that everybody's commenting in here, and the videos that we put out are getting a lot of feedback on. If you go to any of Joe's your videos, Joe, freaking like there's whole conversations in there.
I have a very vibrant community that comments on my videos. I'm very appreciative of that. That is,
yeah,
I really love that fact that my people will talk to me and they'll talk to each other, and that's great.
Yeah. It's very cool. Engagement is a big. I mean, it's a big kind of thing for me, because I love going back and forth with in the comments with people. So yeah. Anyways, I don't know how we got on that tangent, but yeah. And Advanced Fantasy Game says, yeah, be careful what you ask for. Okay. Okay, so what were we talking about? We were talking about canon, and we were talking about yeah. So here's a question for you. It says, Joe, are you gonna sell t-shirts online?
This is actually one of the shirts. I've done some tests. I'm doing all kinds of tests on things. And this is one of my new shirts that will be for sale. I'm going to start selling them on at conventions. I'll have this,
Nice.
and I've got a Castleman Archmage shirt that I've also got. I'm going to start at conventions. If I can figure out a way where I don't have to physically translate an order and type it in to a website personally to do it, then I will absolutely sell them online. But it's got to be something where I don't have to physically make the order. So yes, if I can do it and be lazy at the same time.
Nice. Yeah. And you also have some hats that I sell at cons, and
I do have hats.
You got a couple things. And speaking of hats, guys, look what I'm also testing some stuff, and I will be bringing some of these to North Texas. Look at that.
Oh, that's snazzy. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and so we'll see. I'm not it's just for shits and giggles. So anyways, so yeah, hopefully I see a lot of you guys in North Texas. I can't wait. And then there'll be other cons too coming up too. So I want to bring this comment up for you. It came from your channel, Enki of Nibiru. Welcome. It says first time catching you, dude. So live. So he's from your channel, and first time ever catching you live. So
and Enki of Nibiru, I actually get that reference. So I'm a big fan of the ancient astronaut stuff. So I know exactly where that name comes from.
Okay, it went right over my head. So
no, it's a Zechariah Sitchin ancient astronaut kind of thing. Somebody did ask me a couple of things here. Tabletop tap room. Is that our tabletop tap room? Is that our friend?
Yep.
Will I have shirts at Central New York or North Texas? I'm not going to North Texas. Alas, I had to change my schedule because I had too much stuff happening in June, and they were all just stacking up. The question of whether I will have the shirts at Central New York, I don't know. It depends on how fast I can get them here. We'll see. And custom link Custom Ink orders a crowdfunding option. I'm looking
Really?
for honestly something that has a something that's more turnkey than that. That people could just do an online order and it just comes to them and I don't have to do anything except cash a check.
There's a couple of integrations with YouTube, like Shopify and stuff like that. I was kinda looking into that too.
I've got it's a specific thing, and I would love it to interact with Drive-Thru RPG, which now has third-party vending.
Oh, that's cool,
so,
dude.
Yeah, it's so yeah. If I can make it work, yes. It's I've got some other things that are kind of higher priority than me spending days figuring out integrations on websites. So
yeah. The and those of you guys that don't know, Joe's got a pretty big presence on Drive-Thru and DM's Guild, right? So, but I guess they're the same ish thing, right?
No.
Well, I mean, okay, one of them is the 5e era, the license, and then Drive-Thru you have a lot of stuff on too. So go on there and check that out, guys. So look for BRW Games. If you want to give me a link, I'll throw it in for sure in the chat.
Large and Lows.
All right, there it is.
That'll take you to the Adventures Dark and Deep stuff.
And then you can get from there. Yeah,
it won't take you to my 5e Greyhawk stuff. If you go to 5e, if you go to dmsguild.com and you filter for Greyhawk, my stuff is usually in the top 5, and you'll find it there.
Got it.
Which sounds really snarky.
Yeah, if you look up Greyhawk, some of your stuff's coming up. Bottom line.
Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much.
I think you were silver or gold.
Some of the stuff is platinum at this point, and
platinum. Okay, yeah, I remember you were all excited when you became silver at one point.
Oh, I was. That was awesome.
Yeah. Do you think that the Greyhawk world and the 5e is kind of getting flooded in there right now with
No, not at all.
No.
I am very pleased with the fact that Greyhawk is so well represented. I think it's a wonderful thing. The more people who are publishing Greyhawk stuff, I think the better. I do want to get back to doing my reviews of stuff that is on sale on DM's Guild. I have slacked enormously.
It's tough to
I'm
keep up
way
with,
behind.
man.
I've got a whole list of things I need to do a review on, and I'm not doing it because I don't want to. I'm doing it just because I'm so busy doing other shit and other stuff, I should say. And I want everybody to buy everybody else's Greyhawk stuff like I do. I buy if you publish something that is Greyhawk specific on DM's Guild, I buy it. And I buy it not only so I can have it and so I can review it, but also because I want to encourage people to make it.
Yeah.
Because that's just better.
Yeah. One in particular, which, it's funny too. I have a list of things that I want to review too. And I think your campaign guide is on the top of the list, and I just haven't gotten to it. Jesus. I want to say it's the campaign, the campaign guide, which I was impressed. Number one, what I was super impressed with it was that you kept very close to, you kind of rejected the 2024 stuff that was changed and stuck with, the gold box. You know what I mean? A lot of things in the
But it has a lot more stuff than the gold box. It pulls in.
That's what but I mean, the references that I recognize right off the bat. I mean, I went right to Verbabank and I said, okay, let's see who he has here as the ruler of Verbabank. Oh, he kept Wilfred. Okay. All right.
I did cleave more to the original stuff in that respect, but I also brought in stuff from a lot of different modules and a lot of new material that I invented for myself in there. And the beauty of the Greyhawk campaign guide is that it is another one of those that there's a lot of mechanics.
You added so much stuff to it, so
but there's no mechanics. You can use that with any game. And I just happened to look now that you asked. I looked on the on DM's Guild, And the Greyhawk Campaign Guide is number 1. Greyhawk Player's Guide is number 2. Greyhawk Cleric's Guide is number 3. And the Greyhawk Guide to Orcs is number 14. So everybody go out and get the Greyhawk's Guide to Orcs, because I want them all to be clustered together. Wouldn't that be just wonderful?
Yeah. Give me the link to that. Give me the link. We'll put it in the chat. Give me the link to the and I like that, because you kind of brought back the fact that orcs are evil. Okay, orcs are evil. Orcs have got pig face. Orcs are, they're not this passive group. They worship an evil god, for God's sake.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I actually wrote that whole book in response to what the 5e rules did to orcs. Turning them into misunderstood whatevers. And
whatever they wanted to. I don't know what they were trying to achieve there, but
I know exactly what they're trying to achieve, and so do you. But
but we're not going to.
I brought it back to being villains, and they have pig faces, and they are. I have monster stats for all of the different kinds of orcs. There are even Skro, if you remember Skro from the space. What is it? Spelljammer. Spelljammer had space orcs called Skro. Those are in this book. And there are Losels, which are half baboons, half orcs, and you have cleric subclasses for all the orcish deities, and monster entries and histories of the orcs, and entries on all the orcish tribes in Greyhawk. But even if you're not using Greyhawk, there's tons of stuff in here you can use that will work in any 5e game. So if you're playing 5e and you want orcs to be bad guys again, get this book. It will work.
Yeah, and that's and I want to say that you can use any of this stuff if you're playing old school. It doesn't have to be and I'll say the campaign guide is great for the fact that it appeals to that newer generation of Greyhawk fans that are coming in, that are playing the newer, and think about it. Like, if we were just starting out, what system would we jump on? Probably the newest, right? So you're appealing to them that don't have a copy of the gold box, and they're going to get it, boom, but it's got that old school vibe to it. So,
I tried to tug people back into the old school vibe. And to answer Mark Shark's question, because it's on DM's Guild, it has to be in the latest edition of the game.
That's the DM's Guild kind of
right. That is a requirement on DM's Guild. However, the campaign guide doesn't have any mechanics in it. So while it is technically
the only mechanics you have is tables, like the weather and stuff like that.
Right.
You kind of simplify things in there.
There's no game specific mechanics in it. You could play it with anything and it'll work, because it's just descriptions. It's a lore and history and descriptions and stuff. So and that's what the new book, the Great Greyhawk Campaign, is going to be as well.
So here's another couple of good questions that I want to bring out. Valimar Cleaver, and we missed this going through, but I flagged him because I saw him. He says, Joe, do you have plans for more Dragoon magazine stuff? And for those of you guys that don't know what that is, why don't you kind of explain what that is in a nutshell?
Yes. So Dragoon magazine is my sort of what if version of Dragon magazine, because back in the 80s, Gary Gygax and Rob Kuntz were doing these series of articles about events in the Flanaess. And they eventually stopped and they didn't cover the whole Flanaess. So to complete that series, I invented Dragoon magazine, which is, I made it look exactly like something out of the mid 80s.
It's fitting image. You used a lot of the footers
font,
and headers and
everything. It looks just, but it says Dragoon magazine, and it the names, the
fonts, everything.
And but you can if you look carefully, it's not the real thing. I've actually had people say, what issue is this from?
Yeah.
They thought it was real. but I wanted to complete the series of those, Events of the Flyness articles, and I did, and I kind of worked them and make sure they fit everything, and then I kind of kept it going, and I did, just like there were the the gods of Greyhawk, I did the gods of the Backloonish, and I did
those are good. Those are really good articles too, dude.
and I did a whole thing on Zahindia, which is the semi-Indian land beyond the Sea of Dust, and it's got monsters and classes and stuff, but it all looks like this stuff. And I've done a couple of miscellaneous stuff. There's a warrior monk class and stuff,
which I use in my campaign.
Yeah, I know you like that one. And but it all is supposed to kind of evoke this early 80s Dragon magazine feel, but give new material as if it had continued past Gary Gygax leaving the company. So that's what Dragon magazine is. And to answer the original question, I would love to do more of that, and I intend to. It's all a question of time because I've just got so much stuff going on. I've got articles, I've got books, I've got videos, I've got it. Yes, I aspire to do more Dragon magazine articles. I can't tell you when it's going to happen, but I want it to happen.
So here's another question. I don't know if this is going to put you on the spot or not, but
nothing puts me on the spot.
Yeah,
I'll just tell you to F off if it puts me on the spot.
Yeah, so RX, I'm going to ask you anyways. I don't give a shit. RX Mutant does say, speaking of projects, what is the status of the Adventure Engine?
The status of the Adventure Engine, and then for people who don't know what he's talking about, the Adventure Engine is an idea I had to make a generic kind of GURPS, the Steve Jackson GURPS game, based on first edition AD&D, and I call it the Adventure Engine. And the idea is you just have a very stripped down. It covers combat. It has a couple of very basic classes. It has a couple of examples of more classes that you can use with fantasy or sci-fi or whatever, and it gives the GM or other designers a platform to build off of that you can make a 1E compatible game in any genre. That is the core idea.
Yep.
And it is still a great idea, and it's still something I'm pursuing actively. The problem is a license, and that is where everything is hung up, as you might imagine. When lawyers get involved, that's why that has not gone forward. It's because just the licensing legality, because it's 1E, and there's a lot going on there, and it's something I really want to see happen, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it's gonna happen in its own pace. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It will happen in its own time, and if it happens at all, and but I still think it's a great idea, and you can still do it without me giving you a license to do it. If anybody wants to do it, if anybody just to take an example at random. If somebody had a Wild West game that was based on 1E and they just wanted to publish it, they could. They don't need me to give them a license to do it. But, there it is. So that's the status of it. It's something I'm really hot to do, but there are hurdles that need to be overcome, and they might not be overcomeable.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's very funny because when you first announced this, I guess we could tell on ourselves, you and I talked about the Western side because I'm a huge Boudil fan. So, we kind of went down that road, and then you said, it's on kind of hold right now. So that must have been when the lawyers got involved. So, but yeah, so yeah, that's what that's about. And Mark the Shark asked about the Dragon magazine articles.
I just sent you the link to where everybody can get those Dragon magazine articles, as well as all my other free downloads.
Yep, and this is on his blog, you guys. So go there. There's some really cool stuff on there. One adventure that in particular T0, which is the Journey to
Yes.
Hommlet, is on there.
That is people of all the free stuff I have on my blog. That's the one I get the most feedback.
Yeah, and I've used it in my I've ran it several times.
I've run it at cons myself. It is really a fun thing. And T0 is Journey to Hommlet. It takes the player characters from the Wild Coast into Hommlet, and they're fighting brigands. But the idea is it's designed to give them some insight into the fact that there are different factions amongst the brigands who are ultimately being run by the Temple of Elemental Evil.
That is a real that module does two things. Number one, it gives your players a little bit of XP and a little bit of kind of it's a good introductory to T1 if you're trying to go there. If that's the end goal, right? Because that's basically you start in Narwhal, you end up in there, you're hired for a very specific reason, you go over there, boom. It gives you that, but all the factions you get introduced to, if you're not just doing a hack and slash and you're kind of trying to like, if you have an intuitive group that is like, whoa, who are these guys? Oh, look at this clue. And then everything makes sense once you get to Hommlet. And then when you pursue a little bit further.
It's designed to give you the idea that, hey, maybe the temple isn't this monolithic evil thing, and there are factions that we can play against each other. That is the key. That is what it's designed to do. Tell the players, hey, there are factions in the Temple of Elemental Evil, and you can use that. That is its sole purpose. And give them a few XP before they get there. But yeah, that is, and I get so much feedback on that module. People love it. They got translated. Somebody just said, "Oh, wait, here's a translation into French." Okay,
that's so awesome. I will say when I started this channel, and I have known you for a lot longer than when in October, but I did a review on it because I love it so much, and I've actually ran it for several different groups. But
as well, you should.
It was a rusty review because I'm rusty. I'm not a polished actor, but I will say one thing about that module that I would say any DM that, because you hear this a lot, if you go on Reddit, every other question is, I want to run Temple of Elemental Evil. How do I do it? Well, my recommendation to any new DM that wants to get into that, because it's such a huge mega dungeon that you're going to get dizzy with all the stuff going on in it, right? Okay, and so I won't even talk about how to run it, but I'm just going to say this opens it up to where your understanding of what's happening in there, just you blossom that understanding of where events go. So
at least it gives the players a chance to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
because if you just run the module as written, you gotta do a lot to give that to the players, just based on what's written in there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, but specifically, not even for the players, but specifically for the DM. That's
another thing. The old TSR modules were famous for being so minimalist that they didn't even give the DM the tools he needed to run the damn thing. Before I go on, thank you, Sebastian Expander. But like Vault of the Drow. My God, just reading the module, just like, oh, I got to run this now. It is so complex, and there's so much.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts,
and you read through that module, and something really critical just you read through it, and you don't get it because I've only got 18 pages. I got to get all this stuff in here. And that's why I wrote the D4 module and the Q2 module, because even the guys who wrote Q1 didn't realize what D3 was about. Yeah, that's the weirdness, and so you have to, literally spend years.
And there's
reading
so
and
much going
analyzing.
on in the D series that you know what I mean. There's so much going on. There's so many different kind of pulling strings in there, you know. But yeah,
That's how I started my whole blog, was talking about the D series.
yeah. And I know, and so those of you guys that aren't familiar, like go onto his blog and see all the different. He even did a kind of a remake, I would say, of Q1, which I will say this:
it's a complete remake. It's designed to replace Q1.
it's yeah.
Q.
Which I will say, and I will argue to you till the day I die, that Q1 is by far one of the best modules ever.
You are an imbecile. Based on that statement alone.
Oh man, I love it.
If you go out in public,
and I only saying that because I know you hate it so much. So
you should be wearing a helmet if you go out in public, based on that statement alone.
I love it.
For those who don't know, we know each other and we love each other. But,
he's outside.
So this is just. But my God, dude, you can't really.
Yeah, Q1. I like what you did with Q. You kind of took it from that whole, this weird spider. I don't know. I don't really know the backstory of why. I think it was put together. Well, you might know the backstory, but I heard all kinds of different takes on why it was written the way it was. Yeah, what you did with it, I think it represents what the Abyss should have been, kind of how it should have been done, to be honest with you.
Well, originally Gary was supposed to write it, and then he was busy banging people out in hot tubs in LA and didn't have time to write it, so it got handed off to people who basically did a hack job on it. And and it was supposed to have all these connections to the Elder Elemental God, because that was the plot of the first 6 modules of the series, and then they just abandoned it, and who cares? And so what I tried to do was in D4, which is an urban adventure set in Arrowhigh Kinlu, the Drow city, was set up so that the player characters have a way of knowing what they're supposed to do in this situation.
Yeah.
And then Q2 takes the place of Q1, and it lets them not only defeat Lolth, who is planning her own invasion of the material plane, but also complete the imprisonment of the Elder Elemental God, which is a plot element that was completely forgotten in Q1. So I tried to fix it, but in doing so, I brought in a lot of stuff from Q1. The different planes, and there's even an homage to the spider ship thingy in one of the encounter things. But the idea is that now we have a reason to hurt Lolth, because Lolth is about to invade Earth. I wanted to give them a reason to actually fight Lolth, because up until Q1, up until D3. The bad guy is not Lolth. The bad guy are the Drow who worship the Elder Elemental God.
Yeah.
And nobody realizes that. It's buried. It's buried in the text, but it's critical. That is the point. You are not fighting Lolth. You are fighting House Ileserves and their allies, who are the ones who are trying to usurp Lolth. Lolth could be your ally, and that's not how the module presents at all. And so that's why I wrote
right over that. They totally forgot about the whole connection. The only connection they did between the two was that the key.
The egg with the pyramid and and then when they the pyramid and the cube and the thing, they just said, "Oh, that's just a way to jump from one level to another." Oh,
they totally got rid of all the plot hooks. Yeah,
right. Those are the keys to the Elder Elemental God's prison, and it's they screwed it up like epically. So I fixed it. I tried to fix it, and people like that one too. But Journey to Hommlet is the one that everybody tells me about.
Yeah, Journey to Hommlet. Yeah, I think very good. But I like what you did with the web too, because it doesn't represent a web; it's just these bunch of corridors that overlap. And
according to folklore, that the original map was based on a pattern they saw on a diner placemat. And I made a map that actually looked like a spider web. Oh, what a concept!
Yeah. And her lair too. Her lair, instead of it going to the spider, the ship, which I think that's kind of a trippy. It's kind of a, homage to the early '80s and the '70s of the having a spider ship. I don't know. Kind of weird, but because she's from an extraplanar, so why wouldn't there be one? But I like that the lair.
I put it in there as like a wreck trying to attack one of the other worlds or something. I thought the honestly the best thing to come out of that, other than the other planes that she was invading, the best thing was the Type 5 demon that was her like secretary.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the book. The books. Did you read?
Well, no, it was the Type 5 demon is in the module, but in the Queen of the Demon Web Pits novel, they really expand her role.
Oh yeah, they give her they make her being this because I've read them too. I don't know, is it Kid who wrote it? I don't remember.
Yeah, that might have been a Paula Kidd one. I don't. Yeah, I think
I could be wrong. Yeah, we'd have to look. But I thought that was interesting, the banter back and forth, because she really wanted to double cross her. Type 5 demon.
Yeah, it turned that. This is just an encounter with a Type 5 demon into something interesting. I thought that was really cool. But it was just the spider ship. Yeah, it's a cool idea. What does it belong? What's it doing here? We don't know. It's just kind of like a module. It's like, what's the point? But anyway, I could keep harping on how awful it is. Right.
Well, yeah, you guys. So go over to his blog, and all these are on there for free. You did a great job, and they're definitely they got that great old school TSR module feel.
And I try to do that deliberately with like the fonts and everything.
Yeah.
But I do that for everything I do, because like if I'm making a 5e book, it's going to look like a 5e book. The choice of fonts, the colors, the everything,
layout,
it's going to look like a 5e book, because that's what I'm going for. If I make a 1e book, it's going to look like a 1e book. If I make, I try to do that deliberately, not just because I'm appealing to nostalgia, but because to me that signals, that's a visual cue that what you're getting. If you see things with a certain font, okay, this is a 1e book. Boom.
Yeah.
If I see something in Text Geyer, whatever, I know, okay, this is a 5e book. And those are important. Those kinds of cues are very important, and let the reader know what to expect. And I think that's important.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating, guys. Yeah, good stuff, dude. Yeah, so I put his link to there. Yeah, go check it out. I mean, a lot of different support modules or replacements for the D series, the Q series, another level, I think too, like Temple of Elemental Evil, right?
Yeah, I did a T5, which I kind of after the fact, it's kind of like it's not necessary, because but
you
I
did
put
a whole video on this too, because you had a theory about the Temple of Elemental Evil, which
because originally,
and then you kind of pulled back. Yeah,
because a year or 3 later I realized, okay, my analysis was probably wrong, and you don't need this because we already have one. But I put it like I put a Temple of the Eye below the Temple of Elemental Evil, and then I realized, oh no, we don't that's superfluous because there's already a Temple of the Eye in the interdicted prison of Lolth of Zuckmoy, and why? So we don't need another one. But it was already out there. People like it, so okay, fine.
Yeah. Well, very cool, man. Well, we're coming on the 3-hour mark of this show. Are you tired yet, or are you tired yet, or what?
Well, it's after midnight here, so.
Well, yeah, let's wrap this up. I think dude, thanks for even pinging me and saying, hey, I'll jump on. I mean, look, man, that's what we do. So, yeah, you have an open invite for any of the hangouts. So, it's always a pleasure to freaking talk D&D with you.
Man, I always love coming on here, and you and I, I will miss you at Historicon when I'm eating schnitzel, but there is that. I will never not say that to you. I mean,
you're a dick. Never. So the story behind that is last year we were both at Historicon, and there is some great food around there. There's some schnitzel that we a German place that we went to, and anyways, I got invited as a special guest at AidCon, which I am thrilled about it, and so happy. And I'll be there. I'll be running I'm actually running a right out of my campaign. I'm running a scenario called the Temple of Grumsh, Joe. That Grumsh. Yeah. What is he? Is he one-eyed, or has he got an eye patch?
Well, he's either way. He's still got one eye.
I know, but to you, what is it in your world?
The question is he a Cyclops, or does he have the eye patch?
Okay, there you go. That's the question.
It's actually
so technical. You're so technical, dude.
Well, because it matters. Because the if he's got the eye patch, then it implies. Well, it doesn't imply. It supports the idea that the Elvish god Corellian took out his eye.
Yeah,
and that's why the orcs hate elves, is because Corellian took out Grumsh's eye.
Roger Moore did that. Yeah.
And it's a great idea, and it adds kind of some narrative depth to it.
But, way more depth. Yeah.
But if you look at the very first article in Dragon Magazine where Grumsh is shown, he's got the eye like a Cyclops. So I'm kind of torn, but I think if I'm forced to lean one way or the other, I'm going to say that the eye patch is his natural state, but because he's a god, he can change his form to look like the Cyclops, so that it doesn't indicate weakness that he lost his eye to Grumsh. That's the one.
Yeah, deities and demigods. Yeah,
right. So, so I think the answer is both, and he does the one as sort of a bit of vanity, so he can't. So he doesn't admit to losing.
Yeah, he's a god for sake. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I like that. I like that explanation. Wow. Yeah, where were we? Yeah, that's
Valor Cleaver. Yes, the Jaeger Schnitzel. The Jaeger Schnitzel there is amazing.
Yeah, so anyways, I got invited to be a special guest at AidCon, which, like I said, I'm super happy about. I'm going to run the Temple of Grumsh, which is
Grumsh,
which is
two U's right? Means Grumsh.
Well, Grumsh. I always call him Grumsh, but Grumsh. Okay. So out of my current campaign, in the city of Highport, because it was sacked in, I think 390. What was it? I don't remember, but it's been under control of him.
No, that was
531.
Yeah, it was not too far ago.
Yeah, 531. Which, by the way, I really love your video about how young.
It's amazing. It's like
nobody thinks about that.
Thousands of years ago,
really,
that was 120 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway, so I go back with the history of it, and there was a temple of St. Cuthbert there that used to, that was, obviously when it was sacked, and now it's a temple of something else, the orc god is there now. But this group of heroes are going to there for a very specific reason, to retrieve something from St. Cuthbert, from his, they're going to that temple. So anyways, I'm running that at ACON. So long story short, and it's going to be an awesome adventure. Long story short, ACON is on the same weekend as Historicon. And so when I found that out, I told this guy above me, and he's been harping on me ever since, because
you love the German place. We went to the German place with your friend, and we all loved it.
Yeah,
because it's like in a food court place across the street from the hotel.
It's so accessible, so good. Yeah,
but it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I've been ripping him for a year about that.
Yeah. So he's been so I might have to do that. I might have to alternate back and forth, because Historicon, man, that is a con where I will go. I will not run anything. I will just go and play and take in all the miniature.
That's how I approach it. For me, Historicon is my vacation.
Yeah,
it is the one con where I'm not selling anything. I'm not pitching anything. I'm just either I'm playing some games, or I'm running I run Ogre. I run Steve Jackson Ogre, and I love it. It's because Historicon, for those who don't know, is historical miniatures wargaming. But they branch into fantasy and sci-fi and stuff, but it's mostly historicals. And I go there every year, and I play as many different kinds of games as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, because historical minis are different, because there's a huge investment in learning a new game, because you need all the new figures, and you need to rebase them, and you need to paint them and everything. But if I go there, I can find, this is a really cool Napoleonics game, or this is a great American Civil War game, or whatever. And it's just so much fun. And the effort that they take to make these boards, like just the craftsmanship and the gorgeousness of these of the tables is just amazing. So it's a real treat. It's a fun place to go. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's a blast to go there. But it's a very different thing than going to an RPG con. And for me, it's my vacation. It's the one con a year I go to. I'm just going there to have fun.
Yeah. Are you part of HMGS too? I've been.
I'm a member. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a member on the Pacific West side. So I've been. I love it. One thing that's really amazing about Historicon is, dude, the dealer room. I found things in there that I wouldn't find at other cons. Like some of the Old West stuff, I found some miniatures there that I've been painting them recently that I have not seen anywhere. Manufacturers that I've never even heard of. You know what I mean? So there's so much great. If you're into that, and the thing too is, you go from it's almost like a competition too. If you go to some of the tables, and like these guys are competing against each other on who can.
They give awards.
Dioramas ever.
The convention gives awards for how gorgeous your boards are. I mean, it's not like a competition. It is a competition. And I love that fact. I love the fact that it spurs the people who are hosting games to make their games look great.
Yeah.
Mine, my Ogre miniatures games are still going to look kind of mediocre, but we have fun. You played in the Ogre game, right?
Yeah, no, I wish I would have known you were coming on. I would throw up some pictures of it. I took a bunch of pictures. I mean, you and I hadn't played Ogre in, dude, it's been many years. So at least, I mean, I can't even remember, to be honest, but that was fun. That was super fun. Like where are you going to go to play Ogre? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Plus, at Historicon, they also have a separate track for SPI War.
Oh my God! And I want to kill you. I want to kill
literally a room of nothing but SPI, Hex, and Counter War games.
Yeah, and I want to
I'm like,
literally
oh my God,
kill
I'm
you.
15 again. Let's go.
We were supposed to play in War of the Ring.
And I couldn't make it that
And
first day.
you were freaking late. And I sat there. And I mean,
I couldn't make the first day.
I knew you weren't going to be there, but I was in the SBI room for, for hours anyways, doing other stuff. But
I ended up playing a game, and I ended up watching everybody. If you like SBI stuff, and I'm very sure there are very few people out there who still remember what SBI was, but they have a whole room all weekend long just playing Hex and Counter War games, and it is bliss. It really is. I've set aside a whole day. I'm just spending the day, like Thursday, in that room, and
man, I'm a little jealous.
You should be, you traitor.
In War of the Ring, I think that is absolutely one of the best games, Middle Earth games, board games out. I don't know. I know they did a remake and all that, and there's another version of it now. But
there's other games with the same name. It's not a remake of the same game. It's a new game.
I said it wrong. Yeah, it's a totally
new game with the same rule, same name. But the map,
the map's amazing.
Is so gorgeous. It's just and the game itself is so much fun to play. My friend and I played that for years in middle school. It was just amazing.
Yeah, I played hours of it. You can even do the solo game. I mean, I've done to where it's so good. Did you guys ever used to play the because you have the solo game, and then you have I guess I can't remember the two versions.
There was the character game and the
character game and the army game. Yeah,
right. We always used to play the army game.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever get the dwarves involved?
Never.
Yeah.
There's this because in the books there's actually the orcs come out of Dol Guldur and go after the Lonely Mountain. There's no real that doesn't happen in the game. You could do that. You could just throw a bunch of orc counters on Dol Guldur and make the Lonely Mountain as an objective or something, but it's not in the original game.
Dude, we should, even though I won't be here this year, why don't we do that? It would be 2 years from now. Why don't we do that?
Next year? Next year.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Wait.
Why don't we do that where we play the battle game, the army game, and throw in the orcs and see what happens?
And absolutely. And Mark the Shark says he's going to be at he's going to be which one? Which one do you mean, Mark the Shark?
I think Mark's going to be at AidCon
in July.
Mark, are you going to Historicon or AidCon in July?
Or Twisted Lord Con in Oklahoma City?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. He's being ambiguous. Anyway, all right. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
I turned 60 on Monday. I gotta go to bed.
And I did a real quick look just for the hell of it. I am, you guys, one away from 3,200. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, push me over that hump. And obviously, let's try to push the Greyhawk Grognard over 14,000.
Please do. Let's do that.
Yeah,
I am 377 away.
Yes, and we have 17 million people watching right now. So you should be able to get.
You need to subscribe to me.
Yeah. Right? So, anyways, you guys, thank you so much. Any shameless plugs before any parting words, my friend?
Nothing that I haven't already plugged. I mean, I've got
I know.
Book of Lost Lore coming out soon. Side level for Castleman Archmage coming out soon, and the other two books are coming out eventually.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So you guys, a little bit about the DM and Friends channel. Today, tomorrow, my 9th video for the Dungeon Master class will be coming out, and then Tuesday, the final one. So tomorrow, morning, I'll be dropping the one that is about managing your table, the human aspect of your first ever game. And then I wrap up the series that I'm doing on Tuesday with the final release of that Dungeon Master class is what I was calling it, where I talk about your very first session, how to prep for your very, very first session. So that comes out. I've been having a lot of fun doing that. So thank you guys. All the feedback on that series has been really, really fun. Monday, my collab video with Eric Tankar comes out on Monday. Yeah, you guys, happy Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Please remember.
No, you don't want to say Happy Memorial Day.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but just as a veteran myself, you don't want to say Happy Memorial Day. It is a day for remembering those who have fallen while in service to our country. So
yes, that's the. Thank you for correcting me on
that.
No,
I don't mean to be a hard ass about it. It's just
yeah, that is we and we definitely, because we have a huge line of veterans in our family, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that offline at some point. But there's a big ceremony going down in California in our town down there for. Anyways, I don't want to get into it, but so which I will be missing. But you guys, so have a great weekend. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, dude, for being here. And
thanks for having me.
See you guys very soon. All right, everybody. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks.